Magic and medicine. Together, they do such wonderful things. I can explain. I know what I'm doing. I'm certified. Just to be clear, these are medicines, not potions. As someone who works in an apothecary, my mixtures can be a little unique. My name is Crypta Agate. Come visit my shop for some high-quality heals. Hello, this is me, Crypta Agate, an apothecary from a fantasy world where magic and technology thrive together. A very innovative kingdom with a lot of establishments. Good infrastructure, decently well off, and lots of nice people. You see that building over there? That's where I work. I'm an apothecary who currently works as a full-time employee at a medicine shop. But not just any medicine shop, the best medicine shop in the whole country. Lots of people from neighboring areas will request some of our products from time to time. Every day, I wake up at the crack of dawn to go out and harvest ingredients to create medicines and concoctions. It's quite fun, actually, mixing herbs with just a little touch of magic, and boom! Can be used for both healing properties or potions for battle. It's a great job and business is booming. I can't complain too much about my current lifestyle. It's stable, I'm living comfortably, and I don't really hate the job at all. But I won't lie, a part of me does yearn for something else. You see, deep down, I really want to join a mercenary team as a magic healer one day. When I was young, I was always fascinated to see guild or mercenary teams on the job, looking cool and fighting monsters and other creatures. Even though the fighters usually get the most attention in a group, they really are only as good as the support members around them. Their healers need to always keep an eye out for them. Not just that, but they can also strengthen their members while weakening the enemy? Come on, is that not so cool? The thing is, when I told my parents about this when I was young, they weren't too fond of the idea. Sure, a mercenary team may sound great, but in reality, only a few teams really make it big, and I hate to admit it, but they are right. The process of being part of a mercenary team is very rough. Not only do they put you through extensive tests and training to make sure you are fit to be a team member, but you also have to have great chemistry as a team as well. If you can't work together, then it won't matter how strong your abilities are. Because of this, established teams are rarely looking for new members to add, and even if you make a whole new team, it's very hard to overtake the ones with more experience. So, here I am, doing the next best thing. It's not horrible, but maybe one day, I can still make my dream of being a healer in a mercenary team a reality. Almost done with today. It's currently close to 5 p.m. Sun is setting. It's a beautiful day outside. Day hasn't been too crazy. I just have, looks like about 3 more customers left inside. Been making some relatively normal medicines and concoctions today. Nothing wild. But what that means, once I get home, I can just relax, do whatever I want, and do my self-care. But just gotta make it through these last 3 customers, which, not too many, but for some reason usually at the end of the day, people really like to be difficult and drag everything or cause problems. I don't know, but hopefully none of that happens today. But let's just get this next customer through the door. Come on in, sir. Hello there, good sir. What can I do for you today?
Ah, yes, good evening. So, my wife has been complaining about her calf muscles hurting these past few days. She works really active jobs, and it's been difficult for her to work with her leg always cramping up on her.
Okay, leg cramps. Alright, sore muscles, those are easy to take care of. This shouldn't take too long for me to whip up something for you, so just give me a few minutes, sir, and I'll have a batch for you up and fresh. Okay, let's go ahead and get to this customer their medication. Alright, so, well, at least for the most part, this is an easy medication and a quite common request, so this shouldn't take too long. Okay, let's check all the ingredients according to my clipboard. So the first thing we are going to need is some golden berry jam as the base, and we're gonna need a whole bottle of it. Luckily, I have some right here. So let's go ahead and add this to the mixture. Perfect, just add in the whole bottle. All right, perfect. That is the whole bottle there. And next we need to add in some elderroot, which will help with the weariness. So let's add in 1 little elderroot. All right straight into the cauldron. And the last ingredient we're going to need is some thunderstrike blossoms, as these will help those muscles get back those electrolytes. All right, let us grab the blossom, add it to the mixture. Okay, perfect. Now that we have all of the ingredients in, we now need to set our mixture to simmer on a medium heat for just a few minutes. Don't let it overcook, and we can't let it burn, so nothing higher than low to medium heat. Okay, let's simmer the mixture. Make sure we keep our eyes on the cauldron so that way it doesn't lose its color. We just gotta wait until it becomes more of a golden brown. All right. Seems it is ready. Woo! We have the mixture. Yay! Okay, let us go ahead and take this over to the customer. All right, sir, here is your requested concoction. 1 jar of muscle soreness cream. Okay, so when using this cream, make sure that your wife applies a very thin layer on the skin and that she rubs it in until it's fully absorbed, and that she washes her hands with soap and water immediately after. Then she should reapply it every 3 to 4 hours, up to 3 to 4 times a day. All right? Okay, that will be 20 marrows, sir.
Thank you so much, miss. My wife will be so pleased when she hears I got this for her. Oh, your mixtures really are something.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hope to see you again. Okay, 1 down, 2 to go. All right, I've put that away. Let's go ahead and bring in the next customer. Hopefully they don't want anything too difficult. Hello, ma'am. What could I do for you today?
Oh yes, I was wondering if you could create that popular cream of yours that would help to reduce my wrinkles.
Okay. Wrinkle cream. Of course I can make that for you. Too easy. But just letting you know, this is a wrinkle cream with medicines. This is not a magic potion, and it won't make you look 30 years younger. It can help reduce your wrinkles for sure, but you're not gonna suddenly look like you're back in your 20s again. Just letting you know. We've had one customer misunderstood that before.
Oh, yes, don't worry. I understand. I won't suddenly look like I'm young again.
Well, okay. As long as you understand that. All right, excuse me, ma'am. Whew, okay, wrinkle cream. This shouldn't be too hard to make. I've made this plenty of times. In fact, it's actually one of the most best-selling products here in the shop. Wonder why? Alright, but according to my clipboard and also to my fantastic memory, we are going to need some barberry butter as our base. Okay, so let us go ahead and get that into the cauldron first. Add it all in. Alright, perfect. And now that we've added in the whole container, the next ingredient we need to add is snail mucus, which is actually really good for the skin, as they have found. So let us add that in. Just add some extra moisture, take out some of the texture in the skin. Alright, and now before we add in any other ingredients, we now need to stir what we already have on a high heat. Okay, so let's grab our spoon. Okay, and make sure we stir everything on this heat. Okay, and nothing needs to burn. We don't need anything burning. That's why we are constantly stirring. You want to make sure that that snail mucus and the butter really mixes well together before we add in the last ingredient. Okay, and with that, now that those are perfectly mixed together, we are now going to add in our hot brass oil. Okay, so I have a whole jar of this right here, and then we're gonna add this to the mixture. Okay, and to top it all off, we now need to stir one more time. And this should be able to bring us all of our ingredients together into one nice little oil. Okay, perfect. Okay, that is ready. Now we just need to wait for this oil to cool down, but with a little bit of, should I say, magic, I can get this solidified much quicker. Don't tell anyone though, it's a secret, okay? I'm not supposed to be using alchemy on regular medicines, but I can turn this oil into a cream just like that. Yes, perfect. All right, we have our wrinkle cream. All right, let's go ahead and give this to the customer. And let's see if this satisfies them. You know, they come, as I say, wrinkle creams, you know. They can work wonders, but they can't solve all your problems. Alright, ma'am, here you go. 1 jar of wrinkle cream for you. Alright, now, make sure that when you're using this nighttime wrinkle cream, that it's only after you've done all of your skincare for the day, right before you go to bed, as sun exposure is not recommended. Alright, well, that will be 24 marrows.
Yes, I understand. No matter what we do, we cannot escape the clock of time.
All right, ma'am, thank you. Have a lovely rest of your day, and let me know if you need anything else related to skincare from me.
You have a good rest of your day as well, little lady. I appreciate it.
Okay, putting that away, it's finally time for the last person of the day. All right, let's see. Who is it?
Oh my god! It's Rosin, the guild healer!
Oh my god.
Okay, I finally get to use magic. Okay. Keep her cool. All right, let them in.
Crypta, nice to see you again.
Hi, Rosin. Yes, it's so good to see you again. So, what potions can I make for you today?
Yes, well, aside from the usual health and mana potions, my guild and I are looking to tackle the Chillhorn Mountains in a few days. We heard there's been a high increase in ice method sightings close to caravan paths, so we'll be needing some frost protection potions.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow, no problem. Yes, I can get those ready for you right away. It will take a little extra time though, just for the amount of potions that you're asking for, but I promise I will make nothing but the best quality potions you've ever had.
I don't doubt that at all, Crypta.
Thank you so much. Okay, just sit for a minute and I will be right back. Oh my god, I'm so excited! I can finally use alchemy today! It's been so long I finally got to make a mixture with magic. Because the guild members don't really come too often anymore. Unless they really need something good. But, let's see. Frost protection potions. Okay, this is gonna be so exciting. I can finally use magic. It's a shame that we're only allowed to use them when guild members request them, but order must be kept after all, and whatever, laws and stuff like that. But let's get all of our ingredients together. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to separate the liquids and the dry ingredients. So first I'm going to mix the liquids. So the first thing we need to do as a base is I'm going to add the firefly essence to the cauldron. Just gonna pour all of it in there. Alright, and for our second liquid, we are going to add in the fire petal oil, add in some extra warmth that will help spread throughout the body. So we're going to add that to the cauldron as well. Okay, and now in a separate bowl, we need to add all of the dry ingredients. So let's first take in a pinch of ember dust, nothing too crazy, just a little bit, not a lot. Okay, perfect. And then we are now going to add in the rest of the chili flakes that I have. Good thing I have a decent bottle. I actually collected these this morning. I had an inkling I was gonna need them. So I spent some time gathering some chili flakes. So we're gonna add this all in, especially since we need to make 8 bottles worth. Oh, am I gonna be making bake today? All right. And now that we have all of the dry ingredients together, let's go ahead and add these to the wet ingredients. All right, and now that everything has come together, we are now going to stir the mixture while cooking it on intense heat, because this stuff needs to be boiling hot. Okay, so let's turn the fire as hot as I can get it, and we stir, so make sure everything gets nice and mixed properly. Okay, perfect. Now we let it simmer for about a minute, but while it's simmering, I get to do a little something extra. Add in some magic. All right, 3, 2, 1. Oh, I love doing that step. Perfect. And now that should have given us our frost protection bottles. I'm so excited. All right, let's go ahead and fill 7 more of these bottles and bring it over to our special customer. All right, here you are, Rosin. I'm just adding the last batch of the chill resistance potions. But there you go, your full order. So that is going to be 4 health potions, 4 mana potions, and 8 frost resistance potions. I assume you already know how to use these potions and I don't need to fill you in again? Well, that comes all down to 235 marrows.
Thank you so much, Crypta. It's always a pleasure doing business with you. By the way, do you still want to be a guild healer one day? Don't tell me you've given up despite how talented you are.
You know it, Rawson. One of these days.
Ah, don't give up, little missy. I'm sure your chance will come to you soon enough. I'm rooting for you. Well, take care and see you next time.
Well, anyways, bye, Rawson. Good luck on your expedition, and I thank you for the kind words of encouragement.
Good luck, Crypta. You've got this. Hang in there.
Alright, well, that's it for today. Finally, I can close up shop and head home. That ended up being a great shift. I finally got to use alchemy, which I don't get to do very often since I work in an apothecary, not an alchemy place. But hey, I have a license, so if they need to come to me, I can do it. Finally home. And now that I'm home, I can continue to work on my own magic potions for the day. Man, seeing Rawson really made me wish I was in his place. Well, at least the most I can do is continue practicing so I can improve myself, which, should the opportunity come arise, one of these days, if I can't join an already established guild, I'll meet the people who are necessary in order to make it happen. One day, I can feel it. It's not too far away. You know, maybe I should look into making a guild. It may be hard and near impossible to become a successful team, but who knows? Could work out. Okay, it's time to practice.
Hi. How do I sound? Hi, everyone. Oh my god. Did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy everything I prepared? Oh my god, my tracking is going crazy right now. Hi. Yo. Alright, awesome. Alright, sounds all good. Hi, hi, hi. Hello, hello. Hey, heyo. I'm gonna say hi to everyone. Geyzard, hello. Eilis, hello. Randomdale, hello. Kana, hello. Yuki, hello. Dinrana, hello. Who else is here? Who else is here? Everyone, let me know you're here. Hibiki, hello. Ray, hello. Hi, guys. Oh my god. I feel like, whoa. This was insane. Sleeping Silk, hello. And Morose. Oh my god, Morose, hi. Welcome. Oh, my eyes are like, boy. Was I among those names? Starry, hello. Welcome. Hello, hello. I don't know. I'm just reading everyone. Oh my god, guys. It has been so... I want to say it's been like so long since I've seen some of you. But at the same time, it also feels like I know you guys well enough that I'm like, I knew they would be here. I knew that this person would be here. The day has arrived. Yes, this debut was I don't want to say it was a long process to make this debut happen. It all just kind of came down to timing. And some of everyone who's here watching, you're all familiar with my situation. But yes, did you enjoy the lore video? Did you enjoy the skit? Was it fun? I know the skit was very, very long, but I wanted to make something a little more creative that would fill the time. So I made that skit. It was long, but it was fun. Yeah, Amelia obviously vanished for a long time. It's okay, Star. I totally get it. Like, I know that my Digimon stream has like been so delayed for so long, and I promise I'm gonna get back onto it, which I will actually talk about a little bit more
after we get through a couple things. There's still something else for that I've prepared. Well, it's not gonna be as fun as the lore and the skit was, but we still have to get through it. The video was great, so much fun, and I'm so proud of you. Thank you, Geyser. I know, Geyser, you've also been preparing for your debut stream as well, so I look forward to that. Yes, but I'm glad you all liked the lore video and the skit. With that, I have one more thing to prepare. Oh, I thought my model was lagging for a second. I was like, that's not good. One more thing left to prepare. It is the infamous debut slides. We're not gonna have like too many slides, just a couple. Just so we can get through some of the more obvious things. Okay. So here we go. Oh, I have a new streaming screen as well that I whipped up really quickly. Let me get the slides. Here we go. There we go. All right, can you guys all see? Everything good? Everything good? I hope there's no stream delay. I checked to make sure there wasn't, but looking at the rated chat, maybe there is. But yes, a simple, stylish artist. Yeah, I wanted to be a little bit less patterned and chaotic than my last streaming one was, just because I want the attention to be drawn now to my model and what's not. Yes, all good in your end? Human? Yes, okay, we will get to that. So, hello everyone. My name is Crypta Agate, if you don't know me already. I am an apothecary VTuber. And if any of you are confused from my lore or my skit, so yes, I am an apothecary. I did go to school to be an apothecary. And so I learned medicines, I've learned ingredients, all that. But, as you all know, my real dream is to be part of a mercenary/guild as a healer/support. So I learned alchemy on the side, and I got licensed for that. However, as I've explained, unfortunately, it's really difficult to join a very successful guild team because those that are already successful are already established. And rarely do they ever try to hire new people. So I am a licensed apothecary and an alchemist, but I work in the medicine shop until one day maybe the opportunity arises. But yes, I work with medicines and occasionally potions instead. If people need a potion, I will whip it up, but it has to be certified customers. My species is a human. Yes, I am a human. I am no elf or dragon, anything like that. I'm a human. There are some people in my world who are either elves, dwarves, goblins, orcs, those kind of things, but nope, I'm a human. I am a plain old human. But am I really plain? I know magic. Alright, my birthday is May 30th, so I am a spring child. A Gemini. I thought your species was a crypta. I'm so weird that I have my own species, huh? That's what it's come down to. I am my own species. Humans are a versatile race. Adaptation is their greatest strength. You are very right. That is true. A lot of people like to shite on humans because we aren't born with anything specific, but we can learn. We can learn things. We may not have any natural powers by birth, but we can definitely pick up a lot of different skills. My height is 170 centimeters or 5'6". It's crazy because a lot of people call me tall, but I don't really think that's tall, at least for a girl. I think that's a slightly above average for girls, but I don't know. I technically am not tall on the spectrum, but I guess by female average height, that is considered slightly taller. 5'6" seems pretty normal. I think that's around average. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I don't know. Everyone always says that I'm tall. I don't know. Maybe I'm just around so many short people. 5'6". I'm small? I'm not small. You're small. Languages, I only know English. My mom only knows English. My dad, however, knows 3 languages, but he never spoke any of the other languages to me when I was young. So I only really grew up knowing English, and we only speak English where I'm from as well too. So, I mean, there are other languages like Elvish, Dwarvish, Orc, but I don't need to learn any of them yet. Yet. Humans are versatile, particularly with the feet variant. You are right. Maybe you're surrounded by munchkins. That's what I'm thinking. I think everyone around me is just short. Is it tall for girls? It is tall for girls in your country, so I guess depending on where I am, I could be either tall or average. At least you're human, so you can learn more language. Is exactly. As a human, we can learn. We can learn more skills. All right, for my Oshi mark, if you guys don't know what an Oshi mark is, basically on all your social medias, if you have a specific streamer or VTuber that you really like, they will have something called an Oshi mark, which kind of helps the community to determine what streamer you watch and like who's your Kami Oshi. So I'm not saying you have to do this, but if you want to, my Oshi marks for your social media profiles are the pill and the lab coat. Alright, jokes aside, I do know what it's like to have a short person in the family. Luckily, it is not me. Luckily, I am not a short person. I never get called short, actually. Only guys call me short because obviously most guys are taller than me. I also know what it's like to have a tall... Oh, I already read that. I also know what to have to, like, a tall person as well. Yeah, I would say my whole family is, like, around the same height. Like, my dad's 5... He used to be 5'9", but I think now he's been shrinking. I think he's 5'7" now because he's old. And my mom is 5'6" as well. And my brother is 5'7". My poor brother. Everyone calls him short. You're average by European standards, tall by US. That makes sense. That makes sense. Pills for days. Yes, if you need a pill, I can provide it for you. Alright, and my color code is EO1413. So color code is, I guess, a color to distinguish certain VTubers as well if you want to make any specific... Well, it's like, you know, just a branding thing. Colors, brands, whatnot. Okay, games I play. In case any of you are new here and don't already know me, so I am mostly known for playing JRPGs on my channel. Some of my favorite JRPGs are Xenoblade Chronicles. It's my favorite JRPG series. I've really only played Xenoblade 3 on the channel, and then I've played the other games from before I've made content. But when Xenoblade X comes out next year, you betcha I'm going to be playing that game. Xenogears as well. Basically, I love Xenoblade. I love Xenoblade. Your sister's 6'1"? Dang, that is tall. Persona is also another series. I've also played this on the channel before. I play other Atlas games as well. I've played Soul Hackers 2 in the past, and I'm currently playing Metaphor ReFantasio as well. Genshin Impact. I've been playing Genshin Impact pretty much since the game first came out, and I wouldn't say I'm still going strong. I'm not as into it as I used to be, but I still play it every now and then. Wuthering Waves. Now this game is new-ish, and it kind of died in the community, but I still play it daily. Something about the open world JRPGs I really like. Sometimes they can get overwhelming, but I really like them. And then finally is Nier. So Nier Automata, Nier Replicant, Nier, been playing them. I have to get back to playing Nier Replicant on my channel, but I really do like the world of Nier. Sorry, excuse me. The characters and whatnot. But some other JRPGs. I have played Final Fantasy in the past. Not really my type of game. Sorry. And I'm currently playing Tales of Symphonia on my channel, which I honestly think I could get... I think I will be a fan of the series. So, and if there are any other JRPGs you guys want to introduce me to, feel free. I do have Trails in the Sky lined up to play next. Otome games, I don't really stream these on my channel because Otome games are typically catered to women. At least most of the time. And most of my community I wouldn't say caters, but most of my community are males. So I try to, I don't really stream Otome games, but maybe in the future I will. But some of the ones that I've played are Code Realize, Nor 9, Love in Deep Space, Color X Malice. I spelled malice wrong. Oops. And Rain des Fleurs, which this doesn't have like an official English translation, I don't think, but there's a fan translation out there. So yeah, Otome games. Yeah, I had a big phase in high school where all I played was Otome games because I'm single as fuck. And other games on my channel, Digimon. Same thing, if you aren't familiar with my channel. Digimon is basically the game that kind of boosted my channel. Oh, shit! Hold on. I had my my sound's off. Hello! Lele, thank you so much for the gifted subs. I'll make sure to go back and make sure that I properly thank everyone for any sorry. I have a cough. For any subs. But yes, Digimon was basically the big boost to my channel, and a lot of my community comes from the Digimon streams, and I will talk about what happened to my redigitized stream at the end, and what my plans are for that. But yes, I'm a big Digimon fan. Digimon has been a really, really big part of my life growing up, and it always will be, and it's very special to me, and I'm really glad that I can now play Digimon games that I couldn't when I was younger. Fire Emblem as well. I've played Three Houses, Awakening, and Fate. The one with Corrin. Yeah, Fates. And Engage. I totally forgot about the game, but that game's kind of whatever. So yes, I do like Fire Emblem. The Nikki series, so like Love Nikki, Shiny Nikki, and Infinity Nikki, the one that's been kind of blowing up on social media lately. I've been playing the Nikki games for about a decade now, maybe a little bit more. So yeah, I love Nikki as well. The Legend of Zelda. I've played only one Zelda game on the channel, which was Tears of the Kingdom, but my favorite Zelda game is Skyward Sword. I have been playing Zelda since I was young, so yeah, even though Legend of Zelda is not a JRPG, it is a game that I bonded over with my brother and whatnot, and it kind of introduced me into Japanese games, was The Legend of Zelda. Let me just catch up on chat real quick. I have no measurements for my family, but I do know my brother is the tallest member of your immediate family. Ooh. He's a gosh darn giant comparison to the rest of us. Is he like, what, 6'4"? I've been meaning to play Wuthering Waves. I say it's good. There are some things in Wuthering Waves that I wish that Genshin had, so I think that's the reason why I keep going back to Wuthering Waves, is because it's a little more... It kind of fixes the things that people have been complaining about for Genshin for a little bit. It's I wouldn't say it would ever probably reach the same amount of popularity, but I really like the game. Got a friend that is 6'5" and I have a friend that is 5'4". They look so funny together, like a whole like gap in height. That's hilarious. I should stop by for some of these other games on your list of stream games. Yeah, I mean, every game I play is, I try to like keep them in the same spectrum. That's why I mostly stick to JRPGs or anything that's like turn-based. So I guess like depending on what Digimon game I play, that also falls under JRPG. But yeah, it depends. Like I'm right now I'm playing it safe and just playing JRPGs, but maybe I might branch out in the future. Tales of Arise is very good. I do own the game. I do own it. And eventually, I plan to play Tales of Arise after I've familiarized myself with more Tales of games. That's for sure. And yes, Lele, thank you so much for the subscriptions. And I think, let's see, Eyelist subscribed, Geyser subscribed. Was there more? There might have been more. I'll have to check. Digimon. It's been a while, Lele. Oh yeah, Lele, or actually Starry hasn't been here in a while. Thank you. I'm glad you finally got here, Crypta. I'm so proud of you. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you made it to the debut stream. Accidentally hit the enter key there. Over 6 foot. Ooh, he's over 6 foot. I see. All right, anime and music. So I wasn't originally gonna add in this slide because I didn't really think anyone cared. But the past couple streams, people were asking me about my music taste and what animes I watch. So I did include this. So if you don't know me at all, my favorite anime is Digimon. I love Digimon. I could talk about Digimon forever. I love Digimon so much. Missed the chunk of crypto notes, taking notes. Yeah, you know, big shocker that I'm a big Digimon fan. My second favorite anime is Cardcaptor Sakura. It is really the only magical girl show I like. Crazy enough, I feel like I should be the type to really like magical girl shows, but I really only watch 2. And then Spy Family is my third favorite. I won't go into too much detail about the animes and stuff, but I just wanted to mention my top 3. So Digimon is number 1, Cardcaptor Sakura is number 2, and Spy Family is number 3. Finally, the Kimi no Todoke fan. Okay, crazy thing. I only started watching Kimi no Todoke recently, and it's already like one of my favorite animes. It's so cute and so wholesome. I'm not finished watching it though. I'm still watching it, but it's really it's gone to a point where I like it enough to mention it. Apothecary Diaries, oh my god, Apothecary Diaries is so good. I love it. Funny enough, actually, this anime right here, Yumero Patisserie, this was the anime that got me into anime back when I was in like either early high school or middle school. I can't remember. But I wasn't originally... So, okay, when I was a kid, I did grow up watching things like Pokemon and Digimon, and maybe a little bit of Beyblade here and there. But when I quote-unquote outgrew cartoons, when I was like, what, 9? I didn't watch any anime. And it wasn't until I was in high school where a friend recommended me Yumero Patisserie, and that's what started it all. I became an anime fan. The most random anime, but I really liked it a lot. And yeah, so, but as you can see from my list, I mostly watch shoujo romance animes. Those are the top ones that I watch. I have like a couple of shonen, like Digimon and My Hero Academia, but like very, very little. Gonna AFK because of real life. Oh, no worries, Dinra. Well, you haven't heard about that one in a while. It's crazy. Everyone keeps saying it's gonna get another season, but I don't think so. Yona of the Dawn. I love, yeah. Any show that I love is worth mentioning. Your experience is pretty much the same as mine. Yeah. We all had that phase, the normie phase. I had a normie phase. For my music, yeah, this one I was really surprised people were interested on this one. As you can see, it is mostly Japanese rappers. One of my hobbies is rapping. I haven't showcased it yet because I feel like I want to showcase it when I feel like I'm like really good. Like right now I consider it just as a hobby, but honestly one day I would like to do a rap cover for you guys and showcase it. But XG, Paradox Live, and Hypnosis Mic, I've been really obsessed with Paradox Live lately. I've kind of always listened to them, but Paradox Live has really taken all my playlists. Sorry for the coughs. Your experience is pretty much the same. Rapping karaoke stream. Honestly, I would do rapping karaoke. I just have to figure out to make sure that I'm not gonna get bonked by anything for it. But I would love to do a rap karaoke eventually. Rapping Apothecary Attack. I know it's so random. A lot of people say I don't really look like I would be able to rap, but I can. Was it Crypta, send me more music? The other stuff you sent was so good. Yes, of course. We can definitely talk about it more after the slides and whatnot. Yeah, Garnadelia, they're not a rapper, but they make like really good EDM music and stuff. And I have a couple of K-pop on the side. Infinite, Lovely, Rocket Punch, and Alexa. The me of 10 years ago was more into K-pop than I am now. I was more of like a second generation K-pop fan and some third generation. I haven't really been into fourth and fifth gen K-pop. Nothing against those groups, but it's just like style preferences. So some K-pop, but not a lot. But it's mostly J-rap that I listen to. Alright, and for the credits, my beautiful model right here was drawn by me. I am my own VTuber mama. I drew this model myself. It was definitely a learning process, and I definitely went through a lot of different stages. Talking about gens like they're Pokemon. That's how they do it. They call them generations. Like the specific years of K-pop are generations. That's what they call it. It's an actual thing. I'm not making it up. Cryptic, I'm missing you for art. Yeah. I will talk about like my availability as well. Like I have a lot of things that about like availabilities and streams and stuff I need to get to. But yes, I drew my own model. Definitely a learning process. I went through a lot of different stages of roughs. Generation 1, holistic. Yes. And the rig was by Vi Horton on Twitter. They do quite a lot of different rigs I've seen. I think they did Mara Mizu's as well, if anyone is familiar with her, one of Geyser's friends. I think they also rigged Mara's model. But yeah, they have like a whole portfolio, and they actually did a very, very good job. I was surprised. Well, not surprised, but I was like, I wasn't expecting like to be as bouncy as I am, if that makes sense. But speaking of me being my own art mama, here is the very first rough draft of my model that I ever did. This, I believe, I drew maybe almost 2 years ago when I first started streaming. Well, I say technically it's been almost 3 years since I first started streaming, but I had a lot of breaks in between. But here's the very, very first draft of myself. As you can see, a lot of things are different. I didn't originally have a coat. I had a cape in the back. And my shoes were different, which I will show my full model later. But yeah, my clothes didn't really change. I really like my clothes, my style, yes. But I think I drew this almost 2 years ago. My face is drawn a little bit differently, and my braids are also different as well, which you guys will see the evolution of my braids. It's gonna be, it's gonna be a big change. The eyes are actually quite strong on this concept. Bad or good? Is that a bad or good thing? The hair was the same color, all black. So when I first started streaming, I only envisioned myself with black hair. And then I decided, you know, let's add some color in here. So when I first drew this model, I only had black hair in mind. Yes. And then here is the very first rendered version of myself. She looks very different, doesn't she? No coat. The face is different. The hair is different. The shoes are different. They hold your attention. Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah, she looks very different. Ditch the cloak. Yeah, I ended up not keeping the cape or the cloak just because I feel like it didn't really make sense. But even after I drew this up, I still didn't really resonate with it. I feel like this didn't scream apothecary. And also the face just felt really off to me because I had a period of time where I've drawn pretty much my whole life, but after I graduated college, I was kind of burnt out from drawing because I had to draw so much for a lot of my classes. And I just went through like quite a few years where I just didn't draw anything. Like I just didn't want to draw. And when it finally came to VTubing, I picked up drawing again. So you can kind of probably tell in the proportions of the face aren't very right. So yeah, that is the very first rendered version of me. The braids are definitely different as well. The hair placement is different, and the glasses are too big. Basically, there was a lot of stuff that I felt was wrong with this first sketch that I did. And then after I made some changes, and this is the second version of me. So I ended up adding the lab coat, and I changed this shoe that's right here. And the braids are still the same, but I also I redrew my face. Honestly, this version of me is not that bad. I didn't really hate this one as much as the previous one, but I definitely did feel like that the coat was like bad. Like the coat just didn't look very good. And I also didn't really, it was at this point where I decided I wanted to change like how the colors on my hair kind of grow. So I do end up redoing the braids later. And the shoe as well kind of bothered me. I didn't really like the shoes either. The shoes just didn't. My sense of style changed basically. So yeah, that is version number 2. My clothes stay pretty much the same. And then here is version 3 of me. This one is a lot more close to how I look like. So I changed my pose, as you guys can see. Instead of having the model walking, I'm now standing up straight. Mr. Entrenator, hello, welcome. Glad you're able to make it. I've changed my coat. So my coat is a lot more girly and has a lot more volume to it. And I feel like it just looked so much better. Like, especially since I have a frilly skirt, I feel like my coat needed some oomph, if you know what I mean. This is like a slight jump away from the current, it feels. Yeah, and as you can see, my hair is also different. But I also, so I used to braid my hair back to front. Now it's front to back. If any of you know how to braid, that'll probably make sense. But I felt like the yellow was a bit too harsh, and it just kind of threw the whole thing off balance. So that's why I ended up redoing it and to the model that you now see today. So, yeah, I went through about 3 different versions of myself before I settled on this one. And even then, I still feel like I would, like, even with my current model, like the one that's moving around, I feel like I could probably still change the braids a little bit. You know, braids are so hard to draw. You know, no one ever taught me how to properly draw braids. Like, you would think you go to school for something art related or besides apothecary stuff, and they teach you how to draw hair, but they don't. They don't teach you how to draw hair. But yeah, that is all the versions of me of the past that led up to this moment. Almost 2 years in the of the making process. Okay, other credits. So the PV teaser that you guys have been seeing all week and at the beginning of the stream, the person who created the video is Icos on Twitter. They were very nice, very patient with me. Apothecary, yes. yes. And the music was by Ozzy Owl, who I adore. They have made other music for the channel, so my intro music that you guys have been hearing for a while, and also the outro music, they've also done that, and this chatting music. But I commissioned them specifically for the PV teaser as well, and I don't think I've ever been dissatisfied by anything Ozzy has ever made for me. Like, even just the very first draft, I'm like, I love it. Like, this is perfect. Like, we don't need to change anything. So, yes. And you know, what's funny? They both have triple Z's in their name. What a coincidence. They both have triple Z's. But yes, we've rated Ozzy a few times as well. So, yeah, I appreciate them. And, yeah, if you want to commission them, I highly recommend them. Like, I honestly, part of me wants to just make up music-related projects in the future just so I can commission him again, because I like him that much. Like, his work is so good. Alright, and for the backgrounds that you have seen, so my home lab of this was made by Katarina on Fiverr. They don't have any social medias. I asked them, but they didn't want to be tagged in anything, so I hit them up on Fiverr. That's where I commissioned them. And my apothecary background as well was also made by them. The medicine shop. Sorry. Still need to get this cough checked out. Z, is it time to rest? I guess so. I guess so. I don't know what it is about the triple Z's, but yeah. Is it a hint to play Zenless Zone Zero? Maybe. Honestly, I've been like considering downloading it, but I'm already playing like 3 gacha games, so maybe I shouldn't. 3 Z's, either way they're sleepy or they're secretly in the zone. Exactly. Literally. And for all other stuff that I prepared, the lore video, completely made by me, writing it, drawing it out, editing it, all done by me. Same thing with the skit, wrote it out, whipped up all of the props and the drawings and whatnot, and recorded it and edited it, also by me. And the logo, which I've had this logo for a while, but I don't really think I've needed to use it for too many things, but I did make the logo as well. And the promotional art that you see here on the left, also drawn by me. See, I think you guys could tell I drew the braids much better here because this is a more recent drawing versus my model, which has kind of been in the oven for like a year-ish. Yeah, about like a year-ish. But yeah. And so my future plans. Okay, this is where I really want to talk about what's going to happen with the channel in the future. So right now, I'm currently only streaming twice a week because of my full-time job at the apothecary shop and my contract job, which I've brought up a couple times. My contract job is officially ending next Saturday. So I'm no longer going to be bound by the contract and I'm going to have more extra time. However, January is going to be a big month for the medicine shop, and I might have to work overtime a few times, so I don't really know if I could start streaming 3 to 4 times a week immediately, but definitely February. It's all gonna depend on what happens in January. Upload more clips and shorts at least once every 1 to 2 weeks. So I also know how to video edit. I've been practicing video editing for like maybe like a year, and I recently uploaded a clip to my second channel, which did actually pretty well for not really uploading a lot of clips before. And I want to keep that rhythm going. Same with shorts as well. I upload shorts every once in a while, whenever I have time. But basically, I really want to start growing. I don't want to say, I guess growing my channel a little bit more, expanding, and see where that goes for us. Tweet more. I feel like I was much better at Twitter like 2 years ago. I had a really good rhythm with Twitter, and then, I don't know, this past year I just haven't been very good at it. I need to definitely tweet more. I'm kind of out of the loop sometimes. So if you ever want to chat with me or see what I'm doing when I'm not streaming, check Twitter. Keep more in touch with my VTuber friends. So I have a few VTuber friends that I have been, I don't want to say neglecting, but I haven't been chatting with them as much as I can because I've been so busy. But I know collabs aren't really like a big thing on this channel. Like collabs don't really do so well on my channel, but I do want to make sure that I'm still keeping up with those friendships. So I do want to keep more in contact with my VTuber friends, because, you know, they can be they can uplift you, you know. The people you surround yourself with can be uplifting you. It's nice to keep up with friends. Yeah, I've definitely been neglecting chatting with my VTuber friends, and I want to change that. Create more assets for the channel, such as new emotes, more badges, learn animated emotes. So I want to start adding the animated emotes to the channel. I've always wanted to learn how to do animated emotes, so I want to probably do that myself. It's gonna be a learning process, but if not, maybe I can commission someone. I have had people recommend people to me. But I think, you know, since I can draw, I might as well try to learn it, but we'll see what happens. Same with new emotes as well. We have to draw more for, in general. More badges. We currently do have badges on the channel, but we only have badges for 1 year. I definitely want to draw more for people who have been around for longer than that as well. The power of friendship. Yeah. But yeah, those are practically all my future plans. I specifically don't have like a number goal, like I want to reach 1,000 followers, I want to reach 2,000 followers, because I kind of like to just go with the flow, take things how they are. Of course, like, obviously I want to grow, but I don't want to reach like a specific number within a specific time frame, because my goal, rather than numbers, is to just build a community where we can all get along. And whether that's maybe like the 20 people that are here or 1,000 people in the future. But as long as the community is all getting along and we all have fun here, that's what matters more to me, rather than, you know, having thousands of followers. I'm gonna need the 2-year one soon. You are, Eyeless. I definitely have to work on that. That is my next goal, is to start working on those animated emotes. But yes, that is all my slides that I prepared. All right, let me go back over here. Guess what, guys? We are now at the part of the stream where we can just chill and we can just chat. So I don't really. Let me zoom out on myself a bit more. I don't really have a game planned to play today. I wasn't really planning on playing a game because I feel like I don't really talk to you guys very often. Let's talk about alchemy. Let's talk about alchemy. Although, I can't tell you everything. License certifications only. Get some water to drink. Oh, you are right, actually. I don't have any water around me. That is the one thing I failed to do. I prepared everything else except for water. You know what? We're just raw dogging the rest of the stream. No water. I have no water. I have to go downstairs for that. But yes, I don't have a game planned for today because I feel like I don't really get to talk to you guys very often. The last stream I had on Thursday was very yappy. I was definitely chatting a lot, but yeah, I don't really host like chatting streams very often. And then when I play a game, I try to get through them as quick as I can because they're JRPGs, so they take forever. But just aside, this weekend for me has been draining for good reasons. Ooh, keeping yourself busy and getting rewarded very well. Getting rewarded. My chat box is a little bit off center. Let me fix that. There we go. The idea is to have fun at the end of the day. The model looks so good. Thank you guys so much. I'm so excited. Oh wait, I forgot something. Okay. I almost forgot. Before we start chatting, I need to show you guys my model. What the heck? I almost forgot. From head to toe. Okay. Alright. Don't say anything weird about my feet, okay? Don't say anything weird about my feet. Okay, so here are my shoes. Very, very classy. No heels. Nice little clog shoes, I guess you could say. Unfortunately, due to family stuff, I'm gonna have to retreat and go look. As I said, but I'm insanely proud of you and inspired by you. You're one of my favorite streamers, and I want to be more involved in supporting you. Thank you, Geyser. I really, really do appreciate you. Sorry, you're talking to my feet, but I'm really glad that you've kept up with keeping in contact with me all these years, even when I go silent. And I really appreciate you being here. And whenever your debut is, I promise I will be there for you as well. Thighs. I'm in and out being able to listen, but the model is beautiful. Love it. Thank you. Thank you. So, yeah, those are my shoes. I'm wearing 2 different stockings. I have a full stocking on my left leg and fishnets on my right. It's a big fashion statement. I'm a big on fashion. So if I can make any outfit more interesting, then I will. Okay. And then we have my thighs and my lab coats right here. Let me take out my chat box for a second. Sorry, you guys won't be able to see yourselves for a little second. Oh, what the heck? Oh. Yeah. So my lab coat, and ooh, look how flowy my skirt is. Whee! I love ruffles. I love ruffles. Isn't it fishnet on the left leg and full on the right? I mean, depending on, I guess, what perspective you're looking at. But yes. I love frills, if you couldn't tell. And let me take off my jacket so you can better see the skirt as well. Oh my god, it's green. It's not supposed to be green. But yeah. That is the skirt. And my waist, my belt, my clipboard, my hands. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't put down this clipboard, guys. Like, I have orders constantly coming in. This clipboard always has to be in my hands. Oh, honestly, what if I should consider studying fashion? I typically focus on small details and stuff. You should. You should. Fashion is really fun. I love fashion. Must be all that magic in the air. The clipboard is momentarily important. Exactly. This clipboard cannot come off. If I don't have this clipboard in my hands, I can't function. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. It's running green like Christmas. It's not supposed to be green. I don't know why it's green. But it is green. And that is my torso part. It's not really a corset, but I got chains and more frills, but not my braids. I specifically asked for no jiggle physics. I don't like jiggle physics. I'm not a fan of them. Okay, let's put the coat back on so you can see the coat as well. And then you have my beautiful face. Gotta have the cheats close at hand. Exactly. They all need to be down at all times. I'm not a very faithful gamer. I cheat sometimes. Must be magical too if it's updating with all your orders while being absolutely filled with information. Exactly. It writes itself, basically. But yes. And then here's me, my face. Let me move over a little bit. Oh. There we go. More center. Alright, so here are my beautiful face. Now, I have expressions. We have no jiggle physics, just sway physics. Yeah, just sway physics. You know, I know you guys are all dudes here, but I'm gonna educate you on something. As a woman, jiggle physics is painful. Jiggle physics hurts, okay? We can't have them shaking around. It's painful. It's painful. They have to be steady for me, or otherwise, I feel uncomfortable. I have heard it's very painful. It's very painful. You know, like, people love jiggle physics, but yeah, every time I see it, I just think pain. Pain. Also, the glasses are nice touch. They frame the eyes well. Thank you. And they have a little heart in them as well, you can see. But I'm gonna get into my expressions. So I only have a few. I don't have a ton. Because I feel like I'm the type that's gonna forget to switch my expressions when I'm streaming. So I have a few. So first, I have my angry face. Yeah, my angry face. This is the face I make when people come into my stream and they call my Digimon streams Pokemon streams. This is the face I make when people say that. Also, the makeup game is pretty on point. Thank you. I also love makeup. I said that with my angry face. Cute angry face? I'm not cute. I'm not cute. I'm mad at you. You're in trouble. So that's my angry face. I can also take my coat off, which you saw earlier. So I can be coatless. You can just see me. Oh, I'm tiny. See me without my coat full on. Excuse me. It's the face when they compare to Agumon to Charizard. Exactly. I told the story how my coworker called my other coworker's Agumon figure a Pokemon the other day. So the glasses, or not the glasses, the coat is off. But that also means I can take off my glasses. Will we build extra secretly if we upset Crypta? Yes. I will be very angry. I mean, clearly Charizard is stronger than Agumon. Okay. It's just you, Eyeless, so I know you're joking. But if anyone else said that, I'm banning you. So yeah, that's me without my glasses. To be honest, I actually kind of prefer myself with glasses on. I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm just so used to seeing myself with glasses that when I take them off, I'm like, I look weird. But yeah, that is like me taking off my glasses. And then this next one is heart eyes. So can you see? I've got little hearts in my eyes. So whenever I see whoa, that face was dangerous. But yeah, little hearts. And I also have star eyes. Yay! Oh my god, yay! Little stars. So whenever something makes me happy, little star eyes. Considering I wear glasses at all times except when I go to bed, I have a hard time imagining myself other way, so I get it. Yeah, unless if I wear my glasses, I don't feel like Crypta. Money eyes, yeah. Whenever the guild healers come into the shop and they ask for like 50 million potions. Alright, so that's the star eyes. And then lastly, we have blush. You know, I could do something really dangerous here. Yo! That's not me. I'm not like that. As you come to, I'm not like that, guys. I promise. I'm not like that. Very sus. Yeah. But yeah, those are my expressions. And everything that comes on and off. Maybe one day I will take my clipboard off. But for now, I need my clipboard. The heart eyes are so pretty. I love them. Honestly, if I'm proud of anything that I drew on my own model, it's definitely my eyes. My eyes and the makeup. Can you see the makeup? I really am proud of myself for that. Because IRL, I wear like, I really love makeup and fashion, so I really wanted it to reflect when I drew on my model. But let me bring back you guys. Oh, the messages are gone. Honestly, heart eyes are very cute and fun. It's just a shame that there's other associations with them. I know, like, it sucks, but you know, I guess it is what it is. Where is my chat box? Oh, there you guys are. Angry face was my favorite. Angry. I hate you all. Ow, I hate you all. I think, oddly enough, I like the blush. I don't know why. It just awakens something different in me that I don't usually do. Oh, you know, something I've been trying to do. I don't know if you guys can tell. IRL, I can lift one eyebrow and like make like the Dwayne Johnson such face. And I've been trying to get the tracking to reflect that, but alas, it only kind of does it. Kind of. maybe if I'll play around with it and see. The blush looks like you have chugged a bottle of wine. You know, that's crazy. I actually don't like wine. I like rum. And whiskey. But I'm not a wine girly. Wine just tastes like what I imagine cleaning products would have tasted like, you know? Like, I drink that and I'm like, ugh. People enjoy this? Ugh. There we go. That's my disgust face. Giga chat expression? Which one? This one? Well, it's more like pogging, I guess. Like that sort of representation of drunk flush. Yeah. This is me whenever I play Love in Deep Space. Bottle of rum, the shock expression. You don't drink wine at all? Yeah. I feel like my mom says, she's like, when you're old like me, Crypta, you will appreciate wine. And I'm just like, well, that's for future Crypta to enjoy because no way right now. I think my favorite alcohol so far is vodka. I don't mind vodka. I use it as my spirit in a lot of drinks. But I definitely feel like I lean more towards rum and whiskey most of the time. Whiskey I really only drink when it's like when it's a whiskey sour or if it's like cold outside. And like, you know those burning whiskeys? Those I actually do like. Vodka or whiskey? Yeah, I think if I were to put them in order, it's rum is number 1, whiskey's number 2, and vodka's number 3. Tequila is like, ugh. Tequila's too strong for me. I'm not really like a heavy drinker. I only really drink if I'm like occasionally, if I'm with friends. And even then, I stop after like 2. I try not to have more than 2. Most of the time, it's only 1. If I ever have a second one, it's because like maybe someone made the drink. So I'll drink a second one, but most of the time it's only 1. Admittedly, I haven't enjoyed any alcohol so far. You know what? That's probably better. That's probably better. And also, I think another reason why I try not to drink a lot is because my mom's side of the family has like a rough history with alcohol, so don't want to add on to that. My dad shared some of his Jack Daniel's whiskey with me. Ooh, I've heard about Jack Daniel's. I've never tried it. I don't remember. Actually, have I? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Jack Daniel's. That sounds interesting. Honestly, though, I would love to try more alcohols, but typically I don't try new alcohol unless it's for the occasional reasons. And I do have a friend who's like obsessed with rum, so he makes me try different rums every now and then, but yeah, I don't drink much. I don't drink, but I recently got a bottle of white wine vinegar. Oh, that sounds disgusting. It definitely improves some dishes versus cider vinegar. I don't mind vinegar in a meal. Definitely has to not be the strongest thing as well. White wine vinegar. I don't know if I've ever cooked with it before. Really burns in the throat right after. I only drink a few times a year. Yeah, makes sense. Ozzy! Oh my god, guys. This is Ozzy who I was talking about earlier. Ozzy! Thank you so much for coming. Happy debut day. Thank you. Yeah, it's it's one of the triple Z's. Oh, thank you for following as well. Thank you. Oh shoot, the sound didn't play. Ozzy, thank you so much for the PV music. I love it so much. Honestly, I want to use it for other things. Like even after this debut is over. Like maybe I'll just sneak in the music for something else. For my streams. Maybe like raid music. I could use that as raid music. I don't think I have any music set up for raids. Yo. Thank you for your assistance debut. Yes. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you for having me, Ozzy. I complimented you so much earlier. I love your music. Your music is amazing. Like everything you make, I've always loved. And very rarely do I ever have to ask you to fix something. Like you're just that perfect. Thank you so much. But guys, make sure you also follow Ozzy as well. Thank you. But yes, for the alcohol. Honestly, I was saying earlier, I was like, maybe I just want to make up some random music projects just so I can commission Ozzy again. Yeah, I love your music. I'm so glad I got my music from you. I wouldn't have it any other way. Yeah, rums, I drink, yeah, pretty much it's just rums. You know what's funny? Before I turned the legal drinking age, I remember I always wanted to be like, oh, I can't wait to drink, like, when I can finally drink, I'm gonna be trying all the alcohols out there. And then I remember my birthday when my parents gave me my first alcohol drink. It was a white wine, and I was like, what the heck is this? This is disgusting. I don't know what that white wine was, but it was disgusting. And honestly, having that as my first impression for like the world of drinking, I was like, guess I'm not gonna be that experimental with drinking. But yeah, the day I turned 18, I tried a beer and didn't drink any alcohol for the next 10 years after that. Dude, beer is nasty. I've only had like, what is it, Modelo beer? Yeah, Modelo beer. And I feel like I just have to get used to that one because it's very bitter. Guess I won't be much fun at parties. Pff, I don't even go to parties. I don't even go to parties, man. Parties are not my thing. You know, even though I consider myself an extrovert, I don't go to like clubs or parties. My idea of going outside is go to a cafe, go to a mall or a store with my friends, and we just sit and we gossip and we talk. And we like, or do like fun activities that we can do outside. Like I like, I didn't do a likes and dislikes side, but I love touching grass. I don't like drinking very much, mostly just socially. Yeah, that's kind of me too. Like really only around my friends. I know my coworkers at the medicine shop, they wanna go to a bar for the holidays, but I don't know. I mean, I'll join, but I don't think I'm gonna drink. You know what's funny about like drinking is I feel like when we first are able to drink, we have like all these expectations and like things that we want to, like we just want to get into alcohol, and then we actually try it and then we're like at least that's how I felt, and how most of my friends felt. Actually, most of my friends aren't really avid drinkers either. What's it called? Ambivert that I am? Oh, when you like being both inside and or at home and going outside? Yeah. But yeah, Ozzy, actually, what's your favorite type of alcohol to drink? Is that the right question? I'm not a alcohol connoisseur. Like vodka, tequila, whiskey. Honestly, I was gonna be like, maybe I should drink for my debut stream, but I decided against it. I was like, no, probably not. Probably not. Oh! Thick Brain, thank you so much for the raid. The lab rats are loose in your stream. The rats? In my workshop? Happy debut day. Thank you so much. Thank you. I will make sure, if anyone's interested, I will post my lore video and my skit video on my second channel on YouTube. Because like those took up like the first 20 minutes of stream. So I'll make sure to post those separately in case anyone wants to watch back on the skit and the lore video as well. An ambivert essentially changes their behavior based on the situation they find themselves in. For example, they may be quite introverted and reserved around strangers, but will be more energetic and extroverted around close friends and family. That makes sense. Oh, excuse me. We're here to drink your potions and tinctures? Perhaps even your concoctions? No, you have to pay. You have to pay. And I won't just give these to anybody. I practice very hard with them. Rats in the apothecary, it's more likely than you think. I know. Oh my god, guys. I actually have a rat story that I want to talk about. I actually have a story about rats. Okay, so this happened on Wednesday. Pay. Yes, you pay. Pay first, and then you can drink to your heart's content. Okay, so on Wednesday, I went to work. I went to the shop very early in the morning. It was around like 7 in the morning. I'm usually the first person to arrive at the shop before the rest of my coworkers come in. So I typically usually have like an hour or two to myself before other people start coming in. So I kind of just like to enjoy my, oh my god, you can spell rat with my emotes. That's horrific. Oh, I guess I didn't I didn't say hi to the Raiders. Okay, before I tell this story, Raiders, hello, welcome to my debut stream. My name is Crypta Agate. I'm an apothecary VTuber, and I've just debuted, so that's kind of like the focus on the stream. I won't do like my usual intro, we'll just kind of keep more on topic, I guess. We need more letters. What else can we add? Because I've already added my name. Did I add my last name, Agate? The G and the E? Did I add those, or did I only add Crypta? I gotta add more of those. We need more letters. Rat Ray? Rat Party? You can spell Rat Party with my name. Cap. No cap. Yo, my name is so versatile. Rat Party. But yes, so I was by myself at work. I was minding my own business, you know, preparing the potions and the ingredients and the flasks for the day. Ray is here. Cat. Ray is here. And I was minding my own business. Gonna look for food, have fun with your rat party. And congrats again on debut. It looks so cool, and thank you so much. We need to be able to spell Digimon. I mean, we have Machine Draymon. But you're right, we should be able to spell Digimon. You're right. What was I saying? Oh, I was minding my own business. I was getting everything prepared. And I'm by myself. There's no one else in the building. Like, I'm completely alone. And all of a sudden, I hear... And I'm like, I stop what I'm doing, and I'm like, what is that? And it just keeps going. It's like... And I look up, and I notice the sound is coming from the ceiling. It's coming from the ceiling. Keep in mind, I don't own the medicine shop, so like whatever inspections need to be done, it's not me. I just work here. The sound is coming from the ceiling, and I'm like, that is a rat. That has to be a rat. There's no way that's not anything else. That is for sure a rat because of the way it sounded. And it gets to a point where like the ceiling, like it didn't like bend the ceiling, but whenever it walked across the ceiling, you could tell where it was standing. Like it was making like it was like not like bending the ceiling boards, but like it was like, I don't know how to explain it. You just knew where it was standing. Like you could see a little bit of where it was standing. And I was like, ain't no friggin' way I'm here alone all by myself and there's rats in the ceiling. Which is crazy because we have cats. So I don't know how these rats escape the cats. We have like 9 cats at my workplace. So somehow this one rat is like being very lucky. And this dude is like running all over the ceiling, and I'm like, hell no. If you fall through the ceiling, I need to make sure that I'm not standing underneath you and that I'm armed and prepared. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if the rat would somehow find a way to get in. So I grabbed like this this like wooden like paper roll rod that we had like left over, and I was like, in case this rat falls through the ceiling, I'm gonna be prepared. But I was also basically just making sure that I was not standing underneath wherever the rat was when that happened. None of them are ratters? I guess not. For some reason, I guess, you know what? It's because my coworkers spoil the cats too much. They give them, like, this luxury cat food. So maybe they don't want to kill the rats. God, ones are slacking up. They are. We have black cats, gray and black cats at work. They're all slacking. Rats in the ceiling, quickly get the rat squad and take them down! Literally. 9 cats. And not a single one caught this rat. But yeah, luckily the rat never fell through the ceiling. But I was like, I think this rat was on the ceiling for like maybe 15 minutes before it left somewhere else. And I was like, oh my god. What are the odds that this happens when I'm the only one here? Like, I don't know how to take care of a rat. I don't know what to do if there's a rat. What do you do? I have one cat that almost killed a bat? Oh shit. I don't live anywhere where there's bats, thank goodness. So you want and grabbed it by the tail and you at the window? No. If there's a rat, I'm not touching that. If that rat had fallen through the ceiling, I'm not gonna lie, this is gonna sound cruel, but I probably would have smacked it until it was unconscious. That's probably what I would have done if that rat fell through the ceiling. That's probably what would have happened. And honestly, if it landed on my desk, I would have been like, nope, can I switch desks with someone? And I just wouldn't tell them. I wouldn't tell them that there was a rat situation. I'd just be like, hey, I really don't really like where I sit anymore. Can you trade with me? I don't think anyone at my workplace would want to trade seats or trade desks. I say seats like we're in school. Trade desks. But I probably would have, like, smacked it until it was unconscious. Because, you know, rats carry diseases and stuff, you know? Last thing I need is to die. Last thing I need is dying. Understand? My cat has killed a bird and a shrew for me, but that's about all I can remember. Ugh. Oh, that poor bird, though, but a shrew? I mean, I guess a shrew makes sense. Don't use rat tails in your potions? I mean, I'm not the one who collects rat tails. My coworkers do that. I don't do that. Rat tails are not my specialty. My specialty is going out in the fields and collecting the plant stuff. I collect the plant-related ingredients. I wake up at like 4 in the morning and I go collect those. Like, animal stuff is somebody else. I mean, I did learn how to do it, but do I want to do it? No. No. Do I want to deal with rats? No. Not a live rat. I can work with a dead one. Not a live rat. Hell no. Hell no. Our cats bring us chipmunks all the time, or you know, the butt ends of them. Oh my god. Cats are so vicious. But I love them. I still love cats, even though I'm allergic. I love cats. What is a shrew? It's your mom. I'm kidding. Or was it a vole? I don't know. You tell me. You tell me. Yeah, that's my rat story. My home as well has been invaded. Like our garage, yes, has had a rat. I don't want to say rat invasion. There was like 2 rats, but we did have to catch them, or my dad caught them more specifically. I was like, but yeah, I hate rats. Rats, you know. Rat tails we only really use in the potions, not the medicines. And like I said, we don't get potion requests very often because only certified customers can ask for them. So for example, like wizards or guild healers or, yeah, anyone who has an official license to buy potions. So most of the time I'm working with medicines and concoctions. That's why I'm an apothecary and not a successful alchemist because medicines are more in demand. Yeah, rats. I don't know if they ever ended up finding that rat. That rat could potentially still be alive. This happened on Wednesday, so unless somehow the cats got to it, maybe that rat is still alive. But yeah. Luckily, I don't know. My workplace just attracts rats, I guess. But I mean, my coworkers would love that. Besides, if a rat got into the medicine shop, then all my potions, they'd probably knock everything down. You know what's crazy? I feel like there's been a sudden resurfacing of like fans who love Ratatouille have been like showing up again. Do you understand what I mean? Like, I feel like a lot more people are talking about how much they love the movie Ratatouille again than they used to. Oh, I'm lagging. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. The dish or the movie? The movie. Yeah, the movie. The Disney Pixar movie? Yeah, Ratatouille. I don't know why. I feel like a lot of people I know have been bringing up that movie again recently. I don't know, it just somehow comes up in conversation. Is there like a Ratatouille fandom resurfacing happening? Or the cats would knock everything down to try to get the rat. Luckily, the cats are very, very behaved. They stay where they need to. They stay in the storage house. They don't come into like our workspaces, thank goodness. But my coworkers very much do spoil them. Feed them really good food. They bought them beds. I'm like, these are supposed to be stray cats. They're gonna be here forever. But I also have cat allergies. Sometimes the cats will crawl in the air ducts, and then my allergies will go off, and then they have to go and get the cats out. Yeah, Dinnerette, welcome back. I don't like rats. Ratatouille is becoming popular because of its concept, plus some scenes are quite memeable. Is that what's happening? Like, I mean, I guess that makes sense why people are suddenly bringing up Ratatouille again. I know when that movie, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, when that movie came out, people were talking about Ratatouille again because I guess there's like a reference to that movie. I did watch Everything Everywhere All at Once, but I feel like I need to rewatch it because I don't remember all of it. It's literally a rat cooking. I mean, who doesn't love food? Who doesn't love cooking and food? I can't forget anyone can cook. Technically, anyone can cook. But not everyone can cook well. But everyone can. And that's the first step, is that everyone can. If you're nervous to start something new, pick up a new skill or a new hobby, just remember, everyone can. You can. That is the most important step, is that you can. It's both very inspirational and extremely memeable. It is. You know, it's crazy because Ratatouille is a very like memorable, like it is a good movie that has like really good themes in it. It's just with the way the internet is, we turn everything into a meme. We turn everything into a meme. That's just how it is. And it's okay to look at something when you start. Yeah, exactly. A lot of people are afraid of when they pick up something they'll be bad. But no one is born on this planet good at something. You know, in terms of like skills. I mean, sure, there may be people who have like the natural born talent, but same thing, they still had to actually pick it up in order to realize that. Like, you'll never know if you'll be good at something unless you pick it up. A master has failed more times than a novice has tried. Ooh, that is also another really good line. It's another really good line. Master. When I was still a karate student, a lot of my senseis would like to quote from like old martial artist movies, and there would be things similar to that. You know, despite being someone who knows karate, I don't really watch a lot of martial arts movies. I mean, I've seen like Karate Kid and a few Bruce Lee stuff and some of Jackie Chan stuff, but I'm not like passionate about martial arts. I was born being good at looking good. I mean, yeah. Being good looking can also get you opportunities in life. That works too. I know you said that as a joke, but technically that's also true. In our society, that good looks can also get you places. Everything that even if you think something is useless, it could potentially be useful somewhere else. What do you mean, joke? I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it like that. I did not mean it like that. But yeah, it's Saturday. Oh, I don't normally... What the... Here's the deal. I'm the best there is. Plain and simple. I wake up in the morning and I piss excellence. Ricky Bobby. Why do I feel like I've heard that somewhere? Oh, welcome to the stream. Knight Ulrich. Welcome, welcome. Oh my god. Anytime I hear the name Ulrich, all I can think of is Code Lyoko. Because that's like the only piece of media where I've heard that name. It was Code Lyoko that I used to watch when I was younger. Let me adjust in my seat here. Where's my mouse? There you go. Ricky Bobby. I feel like I've definitely heard that quote before. Oh my god, am I lagging? Oh, my mouth is covered. Heath Ledger character. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Oh, wait. I don't know why this suddenly popped in my head. Someone doesn't hear Metallica? I don't listen to Metallica, no. As a Scotsman, I was born able to throw heavy objects at English pigs. That sounds like a fun skill. That sounds like a fun skill. Oh, I brought it up, I think on Thursday. I'm gonna change the topic, sorry. How I wanted to watch the new Sonic movie that came out because I love Sonic, but I didn't have anyone to go see it with because, well, I have a group of friends that we all watched Sonic 1 and 2 together, and we were initially planning on watching the third one all together, but one of my friends is pregnant, and another friend is in the process of moving, so everyone's busy. So, yeah, my friend who's pregnant is due in like a couple months, so I think her and her husband, who's also in the group, are like kind of preparing for all that. Like, they're taking like their parenting classes and stuff, so a lot of people aren't free. So at first I thought I wasn't gonna have anyone to watch it with, and honestly yesterday I was honestly gonna solo movie. Like, chat was telling me, they're like, you could just solo movie Crypta, like there's no shame in that, and I was like, you're right, I can just watch the Sonic movie by myself. But then, like, luckily before I could go, one of the other friends in that group was like, hey, I really want to see this movie too. And let's honestly, like, let's just, like, go. And I was like, yeah, honestly, I'm down. Let's just go watch a Sonic movie. Sorry to the group, but there ain't no way. They said that, like, let's wait till, like, mid-January to watch the Sonic movie. And I was like, no. No. I'm not waiting that long to watch a Sonic movie. Waiting a whole month is crazy work. I know! Like, why? The Sonic movies are so good. I was like, I'm not waiting a month to watch a movie that I've been looking forward to for the past 2 years. Hell no. Hell no. I don't care if I have to go. If I have to go by myself, I'll go by myself. Watch the movie by yourself? Yeah, that's what I was planning on doing. And then luckily one of the other friends in that friend group was just like, you know, I'm not down to wait for a month either. Let's just go watch it. And I was like, hell yeah. So I'm gonna go see it with him and then his wife, which is also in the friend group. Okay, my friend group, I don't really talk about them very much, but whenever I do bring them up, it's kind of complicated. No shame in going to watch something without your friends, I'd say. Honestly, I do go to cafes by myself every once in a while. It's just like, for some reason, I feel like it's gotten a lot better recently. But in the past, people used to like say like, do anything by yourself is like lame and you're a loser and whatnot. But I feel like that's not the case anymore. You know, nowadays, people don't really mind going to places by themselves. It's just that like, I can't go to... I was gonna say, I did go to like a bar one time by myself, but luckily like I was mostly chatting with the bartender, so no one really approached me, thank goodness. But yeah, I don't know why I brought that up, I just did. Yeah, the cafes I go to by myself. That one time I went to a bar by myself, and then oh man, yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing a movie by myself. I have yet to watch a movie by myself. Honestly, I feel like that would be like very freeing to watch a movie by myself. But yeah, I am glad that I at least could see the Sonic movie with one of my friends who also loves Sonic. So that's another big thing. Is like even though I was sad to hear that I would have potentially had to wait a month to see the Sonic movie, you know, it's nice to go watch a movie with your friends when you all are all looking forward to that movie, you know? It's a fun thing. You really watching the movie tomorrow? I'm watching the movie tomorrow too. I'm watching it tomorrow at noon. Noon for me. You might actually see it sooner than me, kinda. It's Saturday where I am at, or it's Saturday for everyone actually. Doing things by yourself is like realizing you have free will and it's awesome. Yeah, exactly. I forget I have free will sometimes. Sometimes I forget that I could just go, you know, like I don't have to be tied down to like if I just want to go somewhere, like why not? I have a car, I have a job, I have money, why not? It's Sunday for you? Oh, so you're seeing it on Monday. Okay, so we might actually see it at the same time, around the same time actually. Yeah. But yeah, I remember when we saw the second Sonic movie in theaters. At the very, very end, when they showed that sneak peek of like Shadow, like after the credits, we were like the only people in a theater full of like kids. Like we have like 9 adults, like all sitting, like taking up an entire row of seats in the theater, and we're all like standing up and we're like cheering at Shadow. We're like, what? Shadow! Whoa! We look so insane. We didn't care though. We were so excited. It's gone to pro hockey games just because I could. Oh, pro hockey games. I'm not really a sports person, but I've been to a couple basketball games. But I have to go with like basketball enthusiasts, or otherwise I'm like, I don't know what the heck I'm doing here. Yeah, but yeah, the 9 adults just like cheering at the screen, looking at Shadow, and all the kids are like looking at us like what the heck? What are these adults? Like I feel like a lot of kids forget, like with Mario and Sonic, that we also had these things in our childhood, and these kids were definitely looking at us like we were too old to be excited about Sonic. But no, Sonic has been around since I was a kid, okay? I love Sonic. I played the Sonic games. I watched some of the shows. Hello? These kids don't know. These kids are too busy being, what do they say? Sigma? These kids are too busy being Sigma to realize that, you know, they're not they're not the cool ones, okay? I will never say Sigma again. That is the only time I'm saying. I will never say it ever again. To kids, any person older than them is ancient. Pff, my god. Like, the kids at karate, my god. I have stopped going to the dojo for a while because sometimes these kids just make me cringe, and I'm like, I can't deal with these kids anymore. That was foul. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not a slang type of person, but that's what the kids say. I'm not gonna say all the other stuff that they say because it's very cringe. Yeah. But I never watched the Mario movie. I'm not really as much of a Mario fan as I am Sonic. Like, I don't mind Mario. But I feel like I didn't really... The only Mario game that I've ever played, really, is, like, not counting, like, the party games, is maybe, like, one Paper Mario game. I don't remember which one. And Mario Galaxy. I actually really liked Mario Galaxy. I never ended up finishing that game. I think I played all the way up until the final boss, and then I, for some reason, just stopped playing. Alpha, Omega, Beta, Sigma, Gamma, Delta. Oh, you know what's funny? The new generations. Oh my god. So we have Gen Alpha. Next year is starting Generation Beta. Next year, Generation Beta is gonna be born. Those poor kids born in the next 20 years are forever gonna be betas. That's... My friend who's pregnant right now, her kid is being born in next year. There forever will be a beta. Where's y'all's Foxtrot? Foxtrot? What do you mean? Don't... I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that, Ray. I'm alive for another generation to be born? I know, crazy. There's still, like, a couple generations older than Boomer that are still alive. I don't remember what generation comes before Boomer, but there's still some of them that are still alive, and I think another generation before that. Yeah, I think there's still 2 more generations before Boomer that are still alive. So those 2 generations, Boomer, Gen X, Millennials, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, and now it's going to be Generation Beta. Yeah, but I think one generation is about to die out soon. I don't remember the name, but yeah, one generation is on its last limbs. Set up for a bullying before they even had a chance? I know. Hopefully, maybe Gen Alpha will outgrow their Sigma, Beta, Omega shit by then, but... I've been aged forward another 10 years as a consequence. Why are the generations named after Greek alphabets? So the way it worked before is the generations were first named after our alphabet. I forgot the name of the alphabet, but they started with like A through Z because, like, you know, the Zoomers, Generation Z, and then you had Gen X. They finished with Generation Z, so the alphabet's done. So I guess they just moved on to the Greek alphabet. Like, they just decided to use a whole other alphabet, and that's what's next, basically, because, you know, you can't really redo the alphabet because it's already existed in history. Like, the generations have already existed. A martial arts question: have you ever sparred with someone that was largely self-taught? Yes, and I wouldn't say that they were worse or better. They definitely didn't know how to spar against people of different skills and body types. Like, you can train yourself to fight, but if you don't have anyone to apply that to, it can be very difficult. Like, I have, you know, I'm more lean, I'm skinny, I'm lighter, and, you know, that's, you have to learn how to fight against different body types or how to apply different skills to different body types, because it doesn't matter how muscly you are, how big you are. If that other person knows how to use your body against you, like, you could still, like, it doesn't matter how muscly or powerful or strong you are. Like, that can still break you down. So yes, you can be self-taught, but unless you have a way to apply those techniques to different types of people, then you may or may not be better. And typically, if you're self-taught, that kind of means that, you know, you didn't have a teacher and you didn't have other people to practice on if you had to be self-taught, so you might not be able to apply those techniques effectively. Greatest, the silent generation? Oh yeah, was the silent generation the one before the boomers? Or was it the one before that one? Beck, Greek alphabets are dope. Yeah. Greek alphabets are... If it weren't for the internet, I've always liked the Greek alphabet until the internet happened. Greatest is before silent. Oh, okay, so it goes greatest, silent, boomer, X, Y, Z, and then alpha. Yeah, so it seems... I think there's still some greatest left alive. I'm not 100% sure, actually. There might be, like, a couple, but I think they're dying out because they're getting old, so... Yeah, they're reading they're reaching their clocks. Alphamon, Betamon, Gammamon, Deltamon, the line makes so much sense. Yeah! All the Digimon. So what happens when we run out of the Greek? I don't know. Maybe they'll do shapes. Generation rectangle, generation circle. I don't know what they'll do. I don't know who decides that, so... I'm not sure who decides all that. You know what I also just realized about your chart? You're missing millennials. Oh yeah. Well, that's Generation Y. Millennials are Generation Y. They start off as Generation Y, and then somewhere down the line they were nicknamed millennials, just like how Gen Z has been nicknamed like Zoomers or snowflakes. He practiced on you? So he knows how to fight against your body type. But does he know how to fight against other body types? Because, like, as a martial arts student, I've practiced against, you know, so many different people that were all different weights, heights, body types, whatnot. The Greatest Generation, born 1901 and 1924. The Silent Generation, born 1925 to 1945. The Baby Boomer Generation, 1946 to 1964. Yeah, so there's probably still some Greatest Generations still alive. Or actually, no. Maybe they would have died by now, because 2001. Oh yeah, maybe has any human lived to 120 something? Okay, maybe they're all gone. So maybe we just have the Silent Generation left. Okay, yeah, maybe we just have the Silent Generation. I don't know, maybe there's like a few stragglers. How old has... Who is the oldest person? Like, how long has someone lived? I asked because I'm self-taught in single stick. Oh, interesting, single stick. I see. Roughly, millennials, I don't know if it's 1 or 2 ends. I think it's 2 ends, yeah. Before it became a meme, Japan made a superhero series where the heroes and villains were named after Greek alphabet. Yeah. Yeah, the internet has forever ruined certain words, like Karen, the name Karen has probably been ruined forever. No one's ever gonna name their kid Karen ever again. Millennials are Y? Yeah, millennials are Generation Y. They just ended up getting a nickname down the line, and that's what ended up being their name. That's odd since it has no Y in it. I forget how that happened. How millennials ended up getting called millennials. Gen Square gonna be mid? Stop. I will never knew that. I always laugh when I write Greek letters in the chalkboard and kids ask me what the hell that symbol is. I teach physics. Oh yeah, I never took physics in school. But I had to take a shitload of chemistry, but I never took physics. My workshop vice and a couple other bits came from the estate sale of a guy who was 102. Ooh. But he's 102 now, so that means he's part of the Silent Generation. Yeah, he's part of the Silent Generation. Oh, and he died last year. Oh, okay. So yeah, he was Silent Generation then. 170 is a theoretical maximum for humans. Oh, but no one's ever really lived that long, right? Like, if we really, like, not limited, but I guess if we really took care of ourselves, like, only ate clean, exercise every day, and I guess if you don't have any sort of medical conditions or diseases, maybe, but I don't think, I think it's impossible to live 100% healthy, you know? I don't even know why the name Karen stuck for those type of people. I forgot how that meme started, but I think it started because the first person... I might be wrong in this, but the first person to ever act like a Karen was named Karen, right? I could be wrong in that. I feel like the Kids Bop Karen popularized that term, but apparently Karen was used beforehand, but I feel like it was that video that popularized it, or I don't know. I don't know the lore behind Karen. Terra tropes on the DNA limitus. Oh, okay. Gen Y was first used in 1993 and millennials first used in 1991. Oh, that's interesting. It came out after? Weird. I did not know that. So Gen Y came after millennial. Fascinating. What caused them to start using, like, why did they, because 1991, that's before millennials were even existed. That's even before that generation was being born. Or no, sorry, I was thinking of Gen Z. Sorry. No, it is. Gen Z started 1997. Yeah, okay, I was thinking Gen Z, but no, millennials were already before that. Leanne Louise Comet lived to 122, according to 2 sources Google just let me. Oh, 122. Honestly, is it worth to live that long? Like, you're so old, can you really do anything? Like, is it worth living that long? Like, for anyone who was born in 1999, or like in the 90s, like, in order to get to your guys' Diamond's birthday, we have to live till we're age 90. Is it worth it? Is it worth living all the way to 90? Do we have to live until 90 in order to experience our Diamond birthdays? Everyone was fired up about the new millennium. Oh, really? Yeah, millennials stopped at like 1994. Yeah, I think Gen Z started 1997. Yeah, I think it was 1997 was when Gen Z started. That's like 30 years too long. And his days shall be 120 years, Genesis. It is worth living in general. I guess maybe if you have like a family worth living for, like you have a really good family worth living for, like just to see them, like to just watch them, I guess. But if you like can't do anything, I don't know. Like, would your mind still be the same? Would your mind still be in peak condition? Not even close. If napping feels good, imagine being dead. Oh my god. I like to believe, I wouldn't say I like to believe, but I try not to come to any conclusions about what's afterlife. But honestly, if I could just sleep forever when I die, I would honestly prefer that. I think I would just prefer to sleep forever. I love sleep. Imagine just when you die, all you have to do is just rest. Like, yeah, why would I want to sleep forever? But I was born to live through the millennium change. Yeah, the change of millenniums. I like to believe that you get reincarnated after you die. See, I wouldn't dismiss any theories, but I would hate that if I was reincarnated and I get dealt a bad hand, you know? I would hate to, you know, live I would say the good life that I have right now, and then I get reincarnated and my life is so much worse. Like, obviously I wouldn't remember, but what if that were to happen? Like, I just, you know, like, life just isn't good if I get reincarnated. I think I would prefer to have just lived the good life that I have right now and go to sleep. You know, not experience anything again. A digi-egg, we live like the Digimon, constantly getting reborn. Freeze me and bring me back when we bring back dinosaurs or something cool happens. Wasn't there a guy who like froze his head or something? Like when he was about to die or something, and he got his head frozen, and he said like, bring me back when you guys can replicate the human body. So his head is just stored somewhere. Isn't that like actually a thing? Like, my coworkers were telling me about that. They were saying like a guy actually like froze his head, and he's just waiting for the day where we have the science to bring him back. And I was like, what? I mean, I guess if you're curious to see how the world's gonna be then, but like, if we can create a human body, that sounds like a very dangerous world to live in, you know? I mean, you wouldn't know you get dealt a bad hand since you wouldn't have many. Yeah, but like, I wouldn't know, but if I do, you know? Like, be reborn just to suffer, you know? Like, I like to think I'm lucky I grew up the way I did. I wouldn't want to. No one should deserve to be dealt a bad hand, but I don't know. I think I would just prefer to sleep forever. If this is my last life, I would be fine with this being my last life. If there is such thing as a reincarnation. But we'll never know until we actually die. I'm just a Duggan Christian. Probably rich dudes are weird. Yeah, it was probably some sort of rich guy. If the dinosaurs came back, things would be different. If dinosaurs came back, fuck, man, I don't know what would happen. They would probably live like a zoo. Like, I guess, like, I want to say kind of similar to Jurassic World, but maybe not exactly the same. Yeah. Wasn't that the creator of the evil corporation Disney? Wait, it was someone from Disney that froze their head? I actually don't know. I didn't ask my coworkers who froze their head. I just know someone did. There's a few companies trying to do that. None of them have failed. Most of them have failed. I mean, makes sense. If we ever figure out how to create the human body, like, it's gonna be crazy. Like, what if all we need is, like, the dead remains of someone and we can bring them back to life? Like, imagine bringing back, like, what? George Washington, and then just for him to be disappointed into what America has turned into today. I mean, he probably would have no memory, though. That's another thing. They'd just be reborn as is. But that's crazy, though. Or, like, bring back Beethoven so we can have more of his music again. Or any of that. Hey, Crypta, looking great. You get a haircut recently? Shin, welcome. I did not get a haircut, but I did get a new look, technically. Kind of. But my hair is the same length as it was. On the one hand, bringing back dinosaurs is asking for Jurassic Park shenanigans. On the other, dinosaurs are pretty cool. I mean, dinosaurs are cool, but I definitely don't think they could live in the world that we made today. Like, I don't think a dinosaur would do you think a dinosaur would really survive in captivity? I don't think so. Like, they weren't born as domestic creatures versus like cats or dogs. And especially since our world obviously does not cater to dinosaurs, I don't know. They probably wouldn't be able to reach their full potential. Like, they wouldn't be able to create their ecosystem as they used to. My belief is pretty much a mix of Protestant, agnostic, and belief in reincarnation. Yeah, I'm not any particular religion. I'm just more like, I don't think humans have the answer. That's just all I can say. So I don't like to dismiss or accept anything. I'm kind of like yeah, I will understand it. But I never like to say like that's for sure, I guess, cuz I don't know, I'm just a human in this big old universe. What do I know? I'm trying to get a paleontology degree, so I want to help with the Jurassic Park shit. That'd be cool. When my brother was little, he was obsessed with dinosaurs, and I think for a while he wanted to be a paleontologist, but at some point he outgrew that, I guess. I don't know. Homebrew belief. Pretty sure old Washington would have some discrepancies with how things are. He'd be so upset. He'd go into shock seeing what we've done to the country. But what if we add things to dinosaurs like wings and mechanical arms and chest missiles? Then I feel like they're genetic modification. I feel like that's a sensitive, not like a sensitive topic, but it's like, it's a dangerous topic, I guess. Would we really want genetically modified dinosaurs running about? You know, because, you know, if you make dinosaurs with wings, mechanical arms, and chest missiles, what are people going to use that for? They're going to use that for war. That's what they're going to use it for. They're going to use it for war, and they're going to use it for terrorism, probably. I'm trying to create Metal Greymon. You're right. The only thing that comes to mind when it comes to dinosaurs are the Power Rangers. Dino Force. Power Rangers, Dino Force. I loved Power Rangers when I was younger. Oh yeah, dinosaurs absolutely cannot survive in the modern world, not without some serious support on our part. Yeah, I don't even think they could survive our atmosphere. Our atmosphere has changed so much. Like, not the atmosphere, ozone layer, or I guess atmosphere. Like, they probably would be exposed to so many things that they don't have any immunity against, or that their bodies aren't adapted to. Like sure, we can create a dinosaur, but it's probably not gonna live for very long. And there probably wouldn't be any reason to really make one in the first place. At least not all the sizes they existed back then. I guess that's true, yeah. Because if we could get woolly mammoths back, we could do elephant logging in most wait, the northern US and Canada, which is much better than leading logging roads. But same thing, it's like, do we really need to bring back a woolly mammoth? Like, they're just gonna disrupt the ecosystem, if you think about it. They're an invasive species. Like, you know, they can only survive in like the colder places, and what would that do to the existing ecosystem? There's no way a dino could thrive unless maybe in the ocean. You think the ocean dinosaurs could? Maybe. There's parts of the ocean we haven't explored yet, so I guess that's a possibility. I got Uncle Sam paying for my school, so I'll get it eventually. Oh my god. Power Rangers Dino Rampage. I'm joking, that's a fake tale, but I would love this to be a real thing. What? Power Rangers is still going, right? What's the current show that's happening right now? Because I've watched like during, what was it, like the first few ones, so like Dino Force, Mystic Force, Mighty Morphin, SPD, what else came out around that time? Jungle Fury. Yeah, like I feel like I've been watching since Power Rangers was the first around, pretty much. Cars, space, dinosaurs, or sports. We all picked one of those when we were kids. For me, mine was, well, I'm a girl, so I had different interests, but mine was like Barbies. Barbie was my first obsession. But I did have a twin brother, so I do know things about like dinosaurs, and I did watch like Power Rangers and all that, so I know some of the dude things. When I hear dinosaurs, I think of Dino Riders and Denver, the Last Dinosaur. Denver? I think of Land Before Time when I think of dinosaurs, because I used to watch that when I was little. They found a thought to be prehistoric extinct fish chilling in the ocean, so it's probable. I mean, yeah, I mean, if you think about it, with how deep the ocean is and how much of it we haven't explored, there could be species in there that have been around for millions of years. Like, untouched by humans or like anything that happens on the surface. Like, there's a chance. There's probably species down there that have been there for millions of years that are still alive. And no invasive species. Oxygen is lower now, the world is hotter, the sun is warm, and the environment is very different. For sure. Yeah. Like, sure, we could create the technology to bring back old species, but what's the point, really? Like, what does that benefit? Probably nothing. The Japanese Rangers are still airing. Oh, so they don't do it. They don't do Western versions anymore? Oh, that sucks. Man, the end of an era. Power Rangers is dead at the moment, but there's probability for a reboot next year. I know like a lot of the old Power Rangers, I've been seeing it online. I guess they've been going to anime conventions or like conventions and like meeting fans. I don't know if they plan, if maybe the reason why they're doing that is they plan to do reboots. But I seen like old actors, like old Power Ranger actors are going to conventions. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. They wouldn't really do that unless there was a resurface. Because I think it was California. I think they started inviting a bunch of like Digimon voice actors to their conventions, and then Digimon had like a huge like resurface the past like 10 years. So maybe they do have plans for a reboot. Yeah. I'm behind on chat. Let me catch up. And Mystic Force was best Power Rangers. I can't remember which one I preferred. I think I like Mighty Morphin. I think Mighty Morphin will always hold a place in my heart. It was one of the first ones, I think. Yeah. But its original counterpart, Super Sentai, is still going. We'll be celebrating its 50th anniversary. Super Sentai. Oh, I totally forgot about that. 50 years, that's crazy. Both the ones I mentioned are cartoons from the late 80s. I mean, I've heard of them. I don't think I've ever watched them. But I've definitely heard of Super Sentai. But yeah, it's after midnight for me now. Head to sleep if I want to wake up sometime this year. Oh yeah, no worries, Eyeless, if you have to leave. We're reaching like 2-ish hours, so depending on how much yap I have left in me, like, we're just gonna be yapping for the rest of the stream. So yeah, thank you so much, Eyeless, for coming to stream. I appreciate it. And okay, let me say this real quick before I should have said this way earlier. I should have said this after the slides. But I wanted to take a moment to thank all of you for being here today for my debut stream. As you guys know, I have been streaming for a while. It's gonna be 3 years in February. I did have like a break in between some of those, so maybe it's not like a full 3 years, but I officially hit live for the first time almost 3 years ago. And for 2 years, I used a PNG. And, you know, I never really thought I would consider content creating as like something I would have to take seriously. To me, at the time, it was a creative outlet. And I didn't really expect I'd have the community that I do have today. I really didn't expect people like all of you to be here. And that's kind of why it took so long for this model to happen, because if I was gonna take the extra step to debut a model, I wanted to make sure it was gonna be worth it and that there would be people who are genuinely excited to see it. And I'm not gonna lie, when I first started, I really did not have any plans to debut a model. But it's because of all of you who've ever consistently showed up to my stream, supported my channels, all my social media profiles, ever donated to me. All of your donations all went towards funding this VTuber model. That I feel ready to take the next step to content creating. So yeah, it's really thanks to all of you, and I really do mean that. I really do mean that. None of this would have happened. Honestly, even my drawing, I talked about it a little bit earlier, how I kind of had a phase where I just didn't want to draw or anything at all. But because of all of you guys, I got off my butt and I drew my model. And now I feel like I can get back into drawing again. And yeah, so that's another thing that I thought I had buried and is now resurfaced. So yes, everyone who subscribed, followed, watched, lurked, I really appreciate you all. And I mean that a lot. And I promise coming 2025, I have planned. Did I ever talk about my stream plans? Okay, I kind of did. But yeah. Let me catch up on chat and then I'll talk about that. About what I have planned for 2025. Nothing's untouched. There are bottles and Challenger deep in plastic bags floating around. We put out trash everywhere. I know, the thing about plastic is that's never gonna go away. We keep making it, but plastic's never gonna go away. Good night. You know what has been great so far about the stream? Watching it in this onesie kigurumi I got as a present. A onesie! That's so cute! I don't own any onesies. I should get a onesie. Oh, thank you for the 10 bits, Eyeless. I appreciate it. See ya, bro! This has been my comfiest stream today. Aww. Yeah, a little snackies and is my music still going? Yes, my comfy music. But yeah, a onesie. Aurochs, for example, they're the ancestors of modern cows. They were extinct because cows are safer to farm. Yeah, cows can't really live in the wild anymore, huh? They kind of have to be domesticated at this point because of how ecosystems have changed. Oh, and thank you for following Night Ulrich. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. I'm no longer playing Marvel Rivals, so I'm fully here now. Oh my god, Lele. Crypta has also granted some energy on the cellular level, ATP. Marvel Rivals. Yeah, so yeah, I do appreciate you all and everyone who came to the debut stream today. I will be uploading my debut stream to my second YouTube channel along with the lore and the skit. But real quick, I guess I should talk about my stream plans for 2025. I briefly talked about it in the slides, but in terms of like the actual games, so my goal is to finish Tales of Symphonia by January of next year. And after that, I'm probably going to go back to Digimon Redigitize. I'm gonna, if anyone is not aware, I was playing Digimon Redigitize on stream, and then I had issues with my computer, and I had to factory reset it. And I did move all of my files to a flash drive, but that flash drive ended up getting corrupted. That's the first time I've ever had a corrupted disk. And I lost that save file. So I have to replay the game. So I have to just basically get back to the point where it was before I stream it again. And once I finish Tales of Symphonia and my contract job ending next week, that is going to be my main focus, to get back to the Redigitize placement and start streaming that again. Metaphor, I feel like that one I will finish right before Xenoblade X comes out. And hopefully I also want to finish maybe Redigitize before Xenoblade X comes out in March. So I want to finish Tales of Symphonia in January, Metaphor and Redigitize before March, and then for March I want to play Xenoblade X and also Trails in the Sky, because I was gifted that game by Eyeless and I still have yet to play it. So I definitely want to play those 2 games. Microplastics are scary. They can't even prove how bad they are because we can't find an unaffected population. Oh my god, that's insane. Symphonia, I can't wait for the big reveal soon. I think there's still more. Excuse me. There's still more. I guess we still need Mr. Man to come back to the party. Any chance of OG Digimon World 1? Possibly. I haven't quite decided what Digimon game I'm gonna play after Redigitize. I was thinking maybe Dawn and Dusk because I have access to that game. OG Digimon World 1, I heard that game kind of is, what do you call it? Frustrating, I think. Is frustrating the right word? I hear more people talk about World 3 than they do World 1. All I can say about Digimon games is if it exists, potentially. Because I would like to play as many Digimon games as I can get my hands on. But in terms of the order that I play them, I don't know. I don't know exactly. The terrible corruption incident. I know, oh my god. When I saw that, that's the first time I've ever had a corrupted hard drive. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I was so heartbroken. I was like, I mean, luckily I didn't have any of like my personal important files on it. It is basically all my stream stuff was on that file. Because I keep all my important stuff on a separate hard drive and that one was fine. But all my stream stuff I put on that specific drive and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I just friggin' lost that whole thing. I'm mourning the loss of our strongest warriors. I know, all the Digimon that we got. Also the the music, super cozy. Yeah, the music was made by Ozzy. Ozzy, yeah. So if you guys need music, definitely hit up Ozzy. Vesperia is in my list for things to play. Vesperia, I've always only ever heard good things about Vesperia. In the JRPG community. I mean, I think maybe there's like a couple of negatives, but not a lot. As long as it's not, honestly, as long as the game is not as bad as Xenoblade 2 was for me, I will play it. The only series, okay, I don't want to say bad, but you guys know that I'm not a fan of Final Fantasy. So that's like the only other JRPG game where I've kind of decided not for me. Are you sure you don't want to wait for the Trails in the Sky remake coming in 2025? So, I didn't even not know there was a remake. So here's the thing about that. Eyeless bought me the game for my birthday earlier this year. Trails in the Sky. He like paid for it and he bought it. And he bought it for me. So I have it. So I kind of would feel bad if I didn't play the version that he bought for me. Either that or I find a way to refund his money, but too bad he already went to bed. I could have asked him, but yeah, there's I did not know about remake. That kind of just complicates things here. But he bought the game for me, so I feel like I should play that, the one that he bought for me. And I guess like since I've never played it, do I need to play the remake? Because it's a remake, not a remaster. Oh, I don't know. Digimon World 1's main frustration was that it's near impossible to figure out how to get what evolution, but the internet has alleviated that issue. See, here's the thing. It's like, if you have to turn to the internet to get through a game, then it's not a really well-made game. Digimon World 1 and Digimon World 2 can be grindy and did not age well, personally speaking. Digimon World 3 is an oddball in that if you do it the right way, it takes forever, but if you just use one solo Digimon, it's quicker and just as easy. Oh, that's interesting. So there's like a meta to it, basically. I had a corrupted disc on 2015. It ate a novel. I eventually rescued it, but a ton of D&D stuff is gone forever. No, not the D&D stuff. No. I've been lucky enough to not suffer any corruptions. I mean, I'm just glad it didn't happen while I was in school, because like imagine if I lost all my school projects. Holy shit. Still here. Oh, Eilish, you're still here. Just brushed my teeth. Okay. The Tomb Raider trilogy is on sale on Steam for like $9 right now if you're interested. I've never really been interested in Tomb Raiders, so maybe not. And I still have a lot of JRPGs lined up. I need to get back to Nier Replicant. That's another thing I have for next year to get back on that because I kind of stopped playing it for a little bit. The remake got a more modern style, but all one have really charming graphics. I will leave it to what you would like to play, Crypta. Okay, I think I'll just play the one that Eyeless bought me then, because I mean, like, graphics are nice and all, but like, how do I say this? I don't mind playing the OG. I don't mind playing the vanilla. Like, for example, for Persona 5, I always tell people, play vanilla and then replay with Royal if you can, because you'll appreciate the changes more. So I think I'll play the version that Eyeless bought me. So that way, like, maybe if down the line I ever play the remake, if I end up liking the game, hopefully I like the game, then I will appreciate the remake more because I played the original, you know? So there's that. I get it. The news was a surprise. That was announced a few months ago. It's fully animated in 3D and more voice lines everywhere. I played Trails in the Sky and it was lovely still. Very old school 2D animation fun. I mean, is Trails in the Sky a long game? If it's not that long, maybe I can play the OG and then later down the line I could play the remake. And then we can compare. Yeah, Digimon 3 is super grindy and not in the cozy, relaxing way. Like this just takes forever grind, so the community basically tells you to pick one Digimon and roll with it. Wow, I feel like that defeats the purpose of a Digimon game, you know? Like, the charm of one of the Digimon games is to get more Digimon. And the fact that the best way is to just stick with one. Well, I guess that's more in concept with the show. But the point of the games is to get different Digimon. Or I don't know. That's what I feel is the appeal of the Digimon games. Not so much the anime, but the games. Still one of the best Digimon games ever is the card battle. Though I think you didn't like card games. It's not that I don't like card games, it's just I know that they're an investment. Like, I have Digimon cards, but I only buy them just because it's Digimon. Like, I don't buy them to, like, play. Like, even to this day, I still don't know how to play the game, even though I bought some cards. Oh, I bought some cards, like, a couple weeks ago. I bought some new Liberator cards. Just because I was at a place that was selling them, and I was like, sure, why not? I'll just grab one. Glad to hear playing the OG will also make more sense if you like and continue with the rest. Yeah, that's how I feel. I always feel like I try to play OGs of things first before I do any remakes. Yeah. I don't know, like, when it comes to JRPGs, I take JRPGs very seriously because they're my favorite type of genre. So I try to, you know, do what I think the community would appreciate. If we're recommending books, Randomdale has written a 5-book light novel series. I will admit, I'm not much of a reader. I think the last time I picked up a book was high school. I read manhwas every now and then, but I'm not a big reader. I don't really read very much. Since they're all connected. Oh, they are connected. Interesting. I tried to play the Digimon PS1 card game recently and I just couldn't do it. Yeah, it's probably... If most of the community says it's not worth it, then I won't pick it up. Yeah, it's just long. Trails in the Sky FC is 40 hours. Oh, 40 hours. Okay, that's doable. That actually could guarantee, like, I would eventually play the remake. If it's... Because if... Yeah. I don't... Because it comes out in 2025, right? Maybe I will replay it. We'll see, we'll see. I definitely have to get through my current games at the moment before that. Yeah, let me... I need to pick up on Metaphor, because my plan is once I finish Metaphor, then Trails in the Sky will take up that spot. So Digimon's gonna take up... Redigitize will take up Trails in this... Tales of Symphonia's spot, and then Trails in the Sky will take up Metaphor's spot once I finish those games. A bit of a shame given that you get 3 partners, but understandable. I've got 1 partner I'd pick every time after all, not that they'd let me have it. Oh. Is it even worth to play Digimon World 3 either? From what you guys are saying. Sky SC Part 2 of the game is 40 hours or so. Okay, 40 hours is also short. For JRPGs, those are pretty short. So for the full Trails in the Sky experience, I say 90 hours. Okay, that's like about how one game usually is. So that's doable. I could play Trails in the Sky within the same year. When does it come out? When does the remake come out? So that way I can better estimate when to play the original first and then the remake. The card game I vibe with. I like card games. I never got into it. I mean, honestly, I'm thinking of getting a binder for my Digimon cards just so I can organize them better, but I don't think I'll ever learn it to go to tournaments, because for me, if a game becomes stressful, then it stops being fun. Like, I love learning JRPGs, but I never play JRPGs in hard mode unless it's Xenoblade. That's like the only game I'll ever play in hard mode, because I actually feel like I'm very good at Xenoblade. But for me, if a game becomes too difficult and I get annoyed or angry, then it's just not worth it. I agree, definitely is a shame. I like Digimon World 3 far more if it didn't take like 3 hours for your team to hit level 5. At that point, I just cheat. I'm not gonna lie, at that point I would just start cheating. Oh, I'm jumping around. That is also a good argument to make. Trails in the Sky has more chapters, and if you want to keep playing after you're done with FC, then it will be a bit jarring to play old SC immediately afterwards. Yeah, because I feel like I would, if I were to play them, I would need like a gap. Like, maybe not that much of a gap, but definitely not one right after the other. You could always do another playthrough of Next Order. That's what I did. See, I love Next Order, but I feel satisfied with the way I already played it. Like, I feel very content with how I played it the first time, so I don't think I'll play it again. It's very rare that I'll replay JRPGs. Like, the only JRPG that I've replayed was Xenoblade 1, and that's because the definitive edition came out. And I love Xenoblade. So that's really, and I guess with Xenoblade X coming out for Switch, because I 100%ed that game the first time, and that took like 500 hours because I got all the freaking achievements because I'm a maniac. But yeah, like really, those are the only JRPGs I've ever replayed. And even with Persona 5 Royal, I played vanilla, and then I watched my brother play Royal, so I didn't technically play it myself. JRPGs are such a storytelling journey. See, that's why I love JRPGs. I love a good story. Like, I'm not into FPS games or platforming games. Well, some platforming games can have a good story, but I feel like unless the game has a story and character development, it's probably not the type of game for me. Digimon World 2003 is fun. It's fun. That's not the same as World 3, right? No. Okay. I do have 2003 on my radar to also play eventually. Digimon World 3 is a good story. I'm just slightly salty because they have a Tyrannomon mod in the game, but we can't get it. Oh no. Don't mess with Starry Night Sky and his love for Tyrannomon for sure. My favorite Digimon World game is 2. I am on the weird side of the World fan base. Yeah. you like a game that most everyone hates. I guess that's how I kind of feel about like the Star Wars movies. I don't really mind the prequels, but everyone says they suck. But I'm like, I guess they're fine. I don't mind the Star Wars prequels. Let me have my partner. You have it just there. Give it to me. He's about to throw hands, guys. He can't have his dinosaur. Says a huge Digimon fan, as you're all aware. I love the old school games, but they don't all make great stream games. Digimon World 1 is probably the best one for a stream game. Interesting. Even though it's frustrating. Even though it's frustrating. A man of culture. A brave man for sure. I shall ride my Digibeetle to the ends of the earth. Digibeetle. In case you forgot, Crypta, the Trail series is fully connected in the same world over a time span of 10 to 20 years. Each arc is focused on one nation, consists of 2 to 3 games, sometimes 4. Is that like, I was gonna say, like kind of like League of Legends, but I've never played League. All I know is that the League of Legends universe is that there's different nations and they each have their own story. And they're all kind of technically connected, but not every character's story intertwines together. But honestly, I like those kind of concepts. I like that that's what Trails of the Sky is. And I've tried not to look up anything about the Trail series because I want like a good first impression. Like I want to go in with no judgments or expectations. But I like hearing that it's a world centered around nations that each have their own story. Like, that fascinates me. I think that's what I liked about the lore of League. Even though I don't play League, I like the lore of League. Take me through the tunnels. I've got to experience Digimon World 2 sometime. I'll see if I ever play it. I don't know. I don't know what's in store for the next Digimon game after Redigitize. There's a guy who streams whose name I forgot, but his VTuber model is a Digibeetle? Oh, tell me about that if you ever find who he is. Each arc gets a new protagonist. Ooh. Yes, I actually would also like it if they have different protagonists rather than the same one over and over, because I feel like there's only so much you can tell with one protagonist. You know, I don't know how Pokemon did it all these years, but I guess they kept going back and forth, but... welcome back, Hibiki. But you know, I am heading to bed fully. Good night. Bye, Alice. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Honestly, Digimon World 1 is pretty much the basis for World Next Order and similar games. Oh, I mean, yeah, that's right. Some of the Digimon games are in the same universe and some of them are in different ones, huh? That is it, huh? They're right, I played through 5 games in a row and it was pretty direct sequels that felt pretty much seamless as the world timeline moved. It's a lovely franchise that grows you as you play. Have there been new Trails games? Maybe they've just not been on my JRPG radar, but I feel like I haven't heard about Trails on the internet in a long time. We all need to experience the pain of the return bug? No. No, we do not. We do not need to experience that. Pokemon did it because they basically made Ash a different character each season after the Horn region. So I did stop watching Pokemon during the Diamond and Pearl era. I watched maybe the first few episodes that came out, and then I just kind of felt like it was too different, and I never really went back to watching Pokemon. But I guess, you know, if you're just gonna make Ash different each time, then just make a new character. But then again, Ash is so iconic because Pokemon is the biggest franchise in the world, in case you guys didn't know. It is the biggest franchise in the entire world. So I guess it makes sense that they would be scared to take away the iconic characters. But then from a storytelling point of view, if we're just gonna focus on storytelling, then having Ash be the main character all these years is meh. You know. Zap 'em. I didn't bring the specific zapper. Yeah, zap 'em, get 'em! Everyone get 'em! I fell off Pokemon anime in the beginning of Diamond Pearl. Yeah, and I just never went back to Pokemon. At least with Digimon, I feel like Digimon knew how to, I don't want to say grow with its audience because a lot of adults still like Pokemon, but I felt like I better related to Digimon as I grew up versus with Pokemon. I did try watching one of the newer episodes of Pokemon, and I just felt so like this isn't for me. I feel like this is not meant, this isn't supposed to target me. It feels like it's supposed to be a different audience versus me, if that makes sense. What I appreciate about Digimon is how it understands that the audience, its main demographic are adults, you know? Digimon has tried to cater to, I think, younger kids, but it's been unsuccessful each time. So it's safe for them to stick with their current adult audience. And I like how they can cater the media that they put out to that. Has anyone rewatched, the new redub that they did of the Digimon movies? The script is very, I would say the first 2 movies, the one where Kai and Tari are little, and then the Omnimon, Diabormon one, the plots and the scripts are roughly the same, but the 3rd movie with Willis, that one is very different. And I did watch the Japanese one at some point way before, but even as an adult, I feel like the way that they stuck to the original script in the redub, that script connects with me even as an adult. You know, that script doesn't feel like it was made for just kids to understand. I definitely feel like I connected with that redub very well as an adult because it talks about, you know, loss and kind of growing up in a way. But yeah, they took on topics that I think are universal to your age, to our ages basically. Because with Pokemon, I'm not criticizing it, but you know, going out on Pokemon battles and traveling the world, that is a fantasy to a lot of people. You know, that is definitely something a child would dream of. That's not something achievable as an adult. But I'm not shitting on Pokemon, but that's just my reasons of why I after I dropped Pokemon, I never really went back to it. I'm so behind on chat because I was yapping. I think I dropped the Pokemon anime around the XY series. That's also where I feel like a lot of other people dropped it. I don't know what happened with XY, but I feel like that's also kind of where people kind of fell off. At least from what I've heard. I only remember Serena being the last I saw of in terms of shows. I don't even know who Serena is. The last girl I remember is Dawn. Like, she's the last one. Because she was the main girl in Diamond and Pearl. I'm playing Pokemon Infinite Fusion right now, and I'm loving a Badoo and a Kirlia. See, these are Pokemons I don't even recognize. If you fuse Gardevoir and Roserade, you can get a Lilymon sprite, so... Oh, interesting. I've heard that the newest Pokemon designs aren't really that good, though. At least, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's just what I've heard. I want to try Pokemon Infinite Fusions. What even is this? I have not heard of Pokemon Infinite Fusions. Love the Digimon Fusions and Infinite Fusion. Oh, so did they try to, like... not copy, but, like, introduce a new mechanism that's similar to something that Digimon has already done? They let the characters grow? Exactly. Yeah, that's how Digimon is. Like, they don't like to constrict the character to iconicism, I guess is the right word. I don't know if that's the right word to use. Is iconicism even a word? It feels like there's some real connection in the community there. Yeah, any Digimon fan I've ever met, like, I can always talk to them about just how we grew with Digimon over the years, how it affected us as kids and how it still affects us as adults. And that's what I really like about the series. I was counting on my head. There are currently, I believe, 11 or 12 Trails games. That is a lot. I really hope I like the franchise. I really hope that I like the franchise, because it sounds like... Because my biggest worry is that another Final Fantasy thing is going to happen again. Like, it's a series I'm going to have high expectations for, I'm really excited for, and then I just end up not liking it. And then, yeah. Hey, I got to see Crypta! Oh my god! TLBG! It's been a while since I've seen you, hey! Yeah, you made it in for the chatty portion of the stream. Infinite Fusion is so fun, whether you do randomized or normal. I love it. What is Infinite Fusion? I don't know anything about the Pokemon games that are coming out these days. I own the Blu-ray and haven't watched them yet. You know, actually the other day, I was going through the storage room and I found my old Pokemon DVDs. And some of my Digimon ones too. I was like, I have really not watched Pokemon since Diamond and Pearl came out. Like, really not rewatched anything. I definitely feel like I could rewatch the first few seasons because I was a big fan of Pokemon when I was little. So I could rewatch, like, I found, like, the Latias and Latios movie, and then the Mewtwo movie, and then the Jirachi movie? Was the Jirachi movie the same one with the whale and the blue whale and the red dinosaur? Like, rivalry thing? Was that the same movie? I can't remember. I remember I did watch the Jirachi one a lot when I was younger. What else? I feel like there was more. I can't remember. Infinite Fusions is fun, though I will say my fave way of playing Pokemon nowadays is Pokerogue. What is that? What is that? I rented the Digimon movie so many times at Blockbuster. I'm lucky, like, my dad bought me a bunch of DVDs when I was younger, so I didn't have to. We rented a couple things. Like, we rented, like, Scooby-Doo. But for most of the time, he bought them. So I was able to rewatch a lot of my DVDs over and over. Pokerogue is sweet. Digimon as a show was definitely something that felt like it was for any age. Yeah. Like, I think a lot of people say that we shouldn't put dark themes into children's shows, but honestly, I think I can appreciate watching shows like Digimon when I was younger. You know? Like, I didn't watch a lot of... I feel like a lot of kid shows these days are very brain rot, if you know what I mean. Like, people are too afraid. I think that's why people like Bluey a lot, because Bluey, I've never watched Bluey, but from what I'm aware is that it tackles a lot of, like, I don't want to say adult problems, but very realistic issues that can connect with anybody. And that's why a lot of people really like Bluey, even though it's supposed to be a kid show. But it just resonates with a lot of adults as well. Pokemon XYZ was the best series? Oh, I wonder why. Why do a lot of people fell off of then? I just enjoy monster collectors. I did watch like some of Dinosaur King when I was younger. I don't know if that was considered a monster collector, but I did watch some of that. I gotta play Nexomon sometime. What's Nexomon? How's it been? I've been doing really great. This debut has been really great so far, and I'm glad that there's still so many of you still here just chit-chatting with me and stuff. Infinite Fusion is a Pokemon fan. Oh, it's a fan game. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, but it seems like it's well known and within the community from what you guys are saying. Fan artists, I have made some sprite packs for specific Digimon fusions, some literal Digimon references. Oh, interesting. So they're taking from their rivals. You know, it's funny because every Pokemon fan I've ever met likes to shit on Digimon, but I've never met a Digimon fan that would shit on Pokemon. Not saying one's better than the other, that's just what it was. You can slap any two Pokemon together and makes a fusion version. A lot of them have custom sprites. Wait, that actually sounds like a really interesting fan game. I like that. It's like DNA Digivolution. By the way, which Final Fantasy have you tried? I've tried Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy XII, Final Fantasy 15, and Dissidia, and I did not like any of them. I did not like any of them. I have not played 7 or 14. Oh no, 16. I have not played 7 or 16, and people say those are really good, but I've mentioned this before, but here's the thing. If I play the quote-unquote best Final Fantasy games, I'm not gonna want to play the other ones, you know? If I play the best ones, then the other ones are just gonna feel mediocre compared to the best ones. So I gave the other ones a try, and I just didn't. If I didn't even like the mediocre ones, then like, well, yeah. Well. Hey, at least in Final Fantasy, every game is different and just connected, so you might like one and hate another, which is both a good and a bad thing. I guess it just so happens that I ended up just playing all the ones that I hate, and then I'm just like, you know, maybe Final Fantasy just isn't for me. I don't know, maybe down the line I might give 7 or 16 a chance, but it's very, very low on the list to play. I've been doing well. I did speedruns for Castlevania, House of the Dead, Strider 2, and Street Fighter Alpha Warrior stream. Also, I made my first episode on the history of speedrun events that talks about games done quick. Oh, you've been busy. But that's good for you, though. I'm excited. I'm glad that things are doing really well for you. We love that. PokeRogue is a roguelike Pokemon fan game you play in a web browser. Ooh. Web browser. So it's like a server, basically. I feel like such a weirdo in the Digimon community because I didn't actually watch much of the anime because how often they changed what channel it was on. It wasn't until Cybersleuth came out I went back and rewatched it. I mean, you're not weird. Eyeless, he's such a Digimon nerd, but he's never watched any of the movies, and I think that's insane. I have Nexomon and want to get Castle Beasts. Cassette Beasts. Cassette Beasts. I've not heard of that one either. Cassette Beasts is really is really good music, and it is also great. Ooh, interesting. A lot of kids shows in the modern era are extremely safe. Yeah, that's how I feel. Oh my god, I'm so behind on chat. We're that far. Yeah, they're like, I don't know. I look at kids shows these days, and everything is just like so, like, dumbed down. I guess I don't know. Like I grew up watching things like Power Rangers, Digimon. Code Lyoko, Witch, Ben 10, anything that was on Jetix, basically. I feel like very different to the kid shows that they make nowadays. Yeah, like a couple of Spider-Man shows. Transformers, oh my god, I loved Transformers when I was younger. I was a big Decepticon fan. I loved the Decepticons. At one point, I had every Decepticon name memorized. That's how much I liked the Decepticons. Yeah. Where I lost my place on chat. So it feels like kind of mind-numbing? Oh yeah, the kid shows are mind-numbing. Like, you can just, like, turn off your brain and watch those. Like, those are the type of shows that they are. Nexomon is a monster collector that is super not serious. I mean, we kind of need non-serious games as well, alongside our serious games. 16 is boring, but I know I'm biased. It was not made for me. Oh, really? I've only ever heard good things about 16. That's the first, like, I don't want to say negative, but like you're the first person I've met that did not like 16. That's pretty crazy. So here's the thing. If I know that there are people out there that don't like a game, like if there's a community for it, then I'm probably gonna be part of the negative community, I guess. If you say you didn't like 16, then there's a chance I'm probably not gonna like it. With the history that I didn't like the other Final Fantasy games that I played before. Well, 10 and 12 were my favorites, so nothing to recommend there. Oh no! Yeah, I just was not a fan of 10. The storytelling was not what I would have liked. The characters were not... I didn't really care so much about the characters, I guess. They didn't really write them in a way where me personally, I cared about them. And I also just got frustrated. The encounters were the most frustrating part. It just felt like every 5 steps I took there was an encounter, to the point where like just walking anywhere was so like just walking turned me off from the game. I think I played everything in 10 except for the final boss, because at that point I was like, you know what, I don't care. Which is funny because I own the 10 and the 10-2 remaster, and I don't think I'm ever gonna touch 10-2 ever. I wasted my $60 buying it when it first remastered because I let a friend I had at the time convince me to buy it, and it was the biggest mistake I ever made, was buying Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2 at full price. Big mistake. Lots of fourth wall breaks and humor, but a good monster collecting game. Dude, I kind of... Sometimes, like, fourth wall breaks can be super funny. If done right, they can be super funny. Oh, and tactics. Oh, 6 is really good story-wise. I don't hear a lot of people talk about Final Fantasy 6. Code Lyoko mentioned. I freaking love Code Lyoko, man. You all should watch Code Lyoko. It's a good-ass show. It's a very good-ass show. Code Lyoko, that takes me back. It's free to watch on YouTube. You all should just watch it. It's so good. I love the Dinobots. Dinobots? Another monster collector? I don't think I've heard of that one. The History of Speedrun event is a series I am working on that talks about the titans of IRL speedrun events. GDQ, I already talked about. ESA, RPG Limit Break, and Pace are what remaining. So 2 will be about ESA and the European speedrun community. That is a lot. I wish you good luck on that, TLBG. Like, that, you got a lot on your plate. But I'm also glad it's going well for you. Huge Meech, welcome to the stream. Well, think of some of the old movies like Secret of the Nymph or Ferngully. I was talking about this with my boss earlier this week. Actually, like literally, Secret of Nymph and Ferngully. Huge Meech, welcome to the stream. It's my debut stream. It's the first time I'm ever showcasing my VTuber model. I have been streaming for a few years beforehand with a PNG, but this is the first time I'm streaming with my new model. So welcome. But yes, I was talking about it with my boss about Ferngully and Secret of the Nymph, because Ferngully, I watched that as a kid, and my boss was saying the movie does not age well. Like, Ferngully does not age well. Like, if you watched it as a kid, that was probably the best time to watch it. Like, if you rewatched it now, it won't be the same. And Secret of the Nymph, they used to play that at my school when I was in elementary school. Like, whenever it rained outside, and like before school, and if kids couldn't go into the playground before school started, they would put us in the media center, and they would have the projector, and they would play Secret of the Nymph quite often. And I loved that movie. I actually haven't rewatched it since. Maybe I should. But opposed to Secret of the Nymph, they would play friggin' Chicken Run. I hate Chicken Run, man. We watched that movie so many times. I hate that movie. God damn. I will never watch Chicken Run again ever in my life because they played it so many times in elementary school. Back in my day, we weren't afraid to kill Optimus Prime on screen. Exactly. Kid shows these days are wusses. Modern writers don't respect the adult enough to assume they know what's going on, so how are they going to expect children to know what's going on? I mean, to be fair, I do feel like adults have gotten dumber these days. Well, I don't know if dumber. We're just letting the brain rot sit in our heads for too long, thanks to the internet. We're now thinking about dumb stuff that we never used to think about. But I mean, I think it's just another thing too that, like, the internet has made people sensitive to certain things, and I can understand maybe shows getting backlash from certain parents for being too dark, sadly. But yeah, I do feel like cartoons that came out before the 2010s were much better. Like, shows between the 80s to like the early 2000s were so good. And yeah, what do the kids watch these days? Cocomelon, Teen Titans Go, if that's still going. But thankfully we have Bluey. I mean, Bluey is not really dark, but at least it's not afraid to be a little more realistic. I have not watched Bluey though, but it's simple. I like turn-based RPG. 16 plays like a hack and slash, not for me. Oh, really? That's interesting that they would make it hack and slash. Because, I mean, sorry, I'm not familiar with most Final Fantasy games, but aren't most of them like JRPG turn-based? Like even 15, even though it technically wasn't turn-based, or was it hack and slash? I actually can't remember. I really only played 20 hours of that game before I decided it wasn't for me. I think it still had some sort of like role aspect to it. So I streamed 10 and I got to the last boss Aeon. I lost like 4 times to it and was about to give up and end stream, and someone used a sound alert I had at the time that was Kill La Kill's action song, Don't Lose Your Way. Oh, so that motivated you to finish it? The Dinobots are a set of characters from the Transformers. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. You're right. I don't know why. When you said Dinobots, I was thinking like, oh, a different monster collector. But now that you said that, right, it was... I'm a fake Transformers fan, man. I should have known that. I don't know why that didn't click for me. You're right, the Dinobots. I don't know how I forgot that. I should be ashamed of myself. Just like I should be ashamed of myself when I forgot about Yukiko. In that very famous clip on my YouTube channel of me forgetting who Yukiko Amagi was, and then people are like, bruh. Chicken Run watch party wed? Never. I will. You cannot pay me enough to watch that movie again. Or actually, maybe. No, I won't give in. I hate Chicken Run. That movie sucks. That movie's. I don't know. I just never. I can't even remember if it was a bad or good movie. All I know is that I just watched it so many times to the point that I was bored of it. IRL wise, I have been studying cybersecurity. Oh, cybersecurity. Dang. You're gonna get recruited by the government eventually? In my days, we were not afraid of seeing Wargreymon rip through Metal Seedramon with a tornado. Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Yeah! You know? It's so funny how, like, I'm not really, like, a shonen, like, anime watcher, but because I watched Digimon when I was younger, like, freaking everything, all the action scenes in Digimon, I'm like, yeah! I live for it! Yeah! My goal, once my studies are done, is to aid in the war against scammers and illegal activities. Oh, if the government will let you do that. If they will let you do that. They're probably listening to me. They're like, who? You mentioned the government? Who? What happened? Yeah. That is a great goal. Oh, you guys know like those YouTubers who are hackers and they like go out and they catch scammers and they like expose them? Heroes. I'll be back in a few groceries. Oh, no worries. Fake fan. Okay, nice meeting you. Goodbye. I don't know why I forgot about Dinobots. Like, what the heck? I used to watch so many Transformers shows when I was younger. I don't know how I forgot that. I'm actually very mad at myself for forgetting about that. Oh, God. Man. Transformers. I talked about how I still have yet to watch the newest movie that came out because I was originally waiting to watch it with people, and then those said people went and watched it without me. So yeah, I just have to wait till it comes out on DVD. Man, you know, I'm actually surprised I'm doing well with my voice this stream. You know, I feel like this is the least amount I've coughed on a stream, and I've not taken one sip of water at all this stream because I forgot my water bottle. And I'm actually doing pretty well. Maybe it's because I'm not voice acting. When I voice act with Tales of Symphonia, I think that's what deals with it. But I'm using my real voice here, so. I also plan on doing a Genius of series. This series we will talk about games, their mechanics, and why said game is a good speed run. Ooh, so like a video essay type of content. Oh, kind of. Or like podcast or speedrun types. Yeah. I can get that. That sounds actually interesting. You know, I've been watching a lot of video essays that people will do on movies recently. So I don't know if any of you guys care, but I am a big How to Train Your Dragon fan, like the movie. And they announced that live action thing a while ago, and then they put out a teaser for it. And I'll just say my thoughts about that are, why does it need to exist? I mean, I guess I could be open to it, but it depends on what they decide to do with it. My biggest issue with How to Train Your Dragon was the way they ended the third movie. I just did not like the third movie at all. It is so different and against what the other two movies tried to say. I think I would have preferred, if they're gonna reboot the series, I think they should have maybe fixed what fans did not like about 3 instead of rebooting it from the beginning as a different medium. I don't know. And I've been watching a lot of video essays on how people feel about How to Train Your Dragon recently, and a lot of people seem to agree, like, yeah, the first 2 movies are great, the TV shows are great. It's the third movies where it falls off and left a lot of people unsatisfied. And 9 Realms was a horrible show. The modern day How to Train Your Dragon, that one was horrible. I think people just wanted, like, if they're gonna reboot the show, or reboot the franchise, like, make it something that the fans actually want, which is fixed where they went wrong. I don't know what they have planned for this live action, but the thing is, it's like, I don't think they need to fix anything about the first or second movies. It really doesn't feel like they need to reboot the whole franchise in general. Like, they really could have just made a new thing to add on to the already existing series. I don't think they had to reboot it. So I think, yeah, that's like basically the video essays I've been watching lately. Were that. I had so much fun convincing a scammer to delete accurate information and replace it with bad data by act like an idiot victim. Wait. Oh. Interesting. Wait, so you scammed the scammer? Is that what you're saying? They will shorter than my history of speedrun events videos. Ah, I see. The original How to Train Your Dragon was so good, literally. My favorite movie of all time is How to Train Your Dragon. I don't care if that makes me a child, because an animation is my favorite movie of all time. But that's like one of the few movies out there that I like would not change anything about it. Like, that movie is perfect on its own, in my opinion. You know? Yeah, but we seem to have a creativity drought in writing, or the studios only want to stick with big money franchises. I feel like DreamWorks, I don't know how they've been lately, but it feels like they're really relying on their old stuff to keep them afloat. Like, what? They announced a new Shrek movie, and I'm just like, I mean, people love Shrek, but, you know, they're really only doing it because I guess their original stuff didn't do well. Like, didn't they do, like, that, sea monster movie thing that, like, completely flopped? Or something? Like, the animated, like, I don't know what it was. A siren? It was like some sort of underwater creature thingy. I just remember like a mermaid with like orange hair or something. Like, I see, that's how I don't think anyone went to watch that movie. And then they did Trolls, right? But there's only so much with Trolls they can probably do as well. But same thing, they had to make a Trolls 2, and there's a Trolls 3, right? Like, it just feels like they're relying on their sequels to bring it back. If anything, if they're gonna make a sequel to anything, please let it be Rise of the Guardians. That movie is so good. I can understand why they wouldn't because voice actors. They got celebrities to be the voice actors. But, like, come on. Rise of the Guardians, if you're gonna bring back anything, please bring that back. Like, that was so good. The first movie was very plot dense. Yeah. Like, How to Train Your... I could praise How to Train Your Dragon, the first movie, forever. Like, man, it's such a good show. Movie, sorry. I missed the original movie. It was so good. Yes. Even for, like... Man, the music is iconic. I feel like... Same thing. The story of Hiccup. Like, that's... Anyone... It doesn't matter what generation you come from, you can probably relate to something that Hiccup or the cast have been through, you know? But we can't think of new ideas, so we need to reboot existing franchises, some evil corporate. That's also what the people at my work have been talking about, how, like, Hollywood is just run out of ideas, so they're just recycling stuff at this point. Like, the Lord of the Rings anime, who asked for that? Is anyone watching that? My coworker who's a big Lord of the Rings fan, not watching that. He said he's like, nope, I have no interest in that. Every scene advances at least 2 plot lines. Exactly. I lost my place. Digimon would never ignore Adventure 22. Okay. I still have to give Adventure 2020 a chance because I heard it was decent. I've only watched the first 7 episodes and then I kind of didn't like it. But people were saying the later episodes were much better, so I might have to get back on it and see. But I mean, of course, like, same thing. I don't know why they rebooted Adventure. Like, who asked for that? Like, I think, okay, my thing with maybe the reason for the direction that Digimon is taking, they're trying to appeal to new kids, to new fans, which makes sense. Why wouldn't you want to bring in kids again to your show? It's just, I don't think Digimon Adventure achieved that. Like, I don't think you can take characters that were part of one demographics, like, era, and then try to apply that to a new audience. Like, I feel like that doesn't really work. Like, I feel like any show that's been rebooted that attempts to appeal to a new audience doesn't work, from what I've seen. Pokemon's a different story because they've kept the same cast over the years, but with Digimon Adventure, I don't think it did what they tried to achieve, because I don't know, I guess it, I don't know. I guess I can't say much since I haven't really watched it, but I don't know. I feel like mostly the already existing Digimon fans ended up watching the reboot more than the kids did. The kids that they were trying to appeal to. Like, I don't even think Ghost Game did really well either because of that. I scammed a scammer out of my own information. What the heck? I want the genius of series to be videos for people that have no experience of speedrunning to watch. The videos will still be in-depth, but to a degree the person can understand. Oh, so like new player friendly, kind of. Like introduction. More like Tai Chi 2020. Oh my god. I already didn't have much faith in 2020, like the reboot, when it used the Omnimon plot for the first 2 episodes. Like, what the hell? Why are they getting Omnimon in the first 2 episodes? What? No. I don't care how the way that they explained it. No. You can't do that. No, you can't do that. No. We had a whole show happen before we got Omnimon. Like, the characters went through shit and they grew before they got Omnimon. Why are we getting Omnimon in the first 2 episodes? Like, hell nah. I don't agree with that. Because then it just makes Omnimon feel like not that powerful, I guess. Or I don't know, it kind of lowers his credibility, because the reason why Tai and Matt achieved Omnimon is because they had all those experiences that they had beforehand. And then they got to a point where they were like really defeated. And it really took Tai and Matt like connecting in ways that they didn't think they could before in order to achieve that. And hold on, sorry, I have to plug in my phone tracker. It's gonna die, or otherwise you're gonna lose moving Crypta. Okay. Oh shit. Connect again. Okay, I'm a bit laggy, but that's okay. I just totally forgot what I was saying. Yeah. And to just completely like write out all those experiences and just get Omnimon because of what? Desperation? Like, it was more than just desperation that made them turn into Omnimon. It was so many other things. And they just completely got rid of that in the first two episodes. And I think that's the big reason why I couldn't really finish the reboot, was because those first 2 episodes bothered me so much. Sadly, I'm going to have to go to bed. Left Rest says, had it. Bye, Random Dill. Thank you so much. I'm probably going to start ending soon, too. We're almost on, like, 3 hours. I don't know, like, when. I guess when I run out of steam. When I run out of yapping steam, whenever that will be. But yeah, thank you so much for coming to the debut. I appreciate it. Welcome back, Hibiki. Speedrunning in general is fun, but getting new people in can be intimidating since they think using glitch is the only way, even though you can still speedrun a game without using them. I feel like the only speedruns I've ever seen were just people not using cheats. So I mean, I don't really know much about the speedrunning community, so I guess I can't say much. Lord of the Rings already had a Studio Ghibli anime in the 1970s. It was Heads by Ranking Bass, but it was made by the studio was about to become Ghibli. Oh, I think I heard about that. But I feel like the thing with the Lord of the Rings anime, F-Toy, licensed yapper, I feel like with the Lord of the Rings anime is that, like, I can maybe get why they were trying to make it animated, but why make it anime? Because the thing with anime has its own charm. Anime has its own tropes to it. Like, it has its own specific things that make it anime. It's more than just an art style. Like, anime is more than just an art style. So, it doesn't make sense to me why they would make it anime. Like, yeah, like, if you want to do Lord of the Rings anime, just make it animated. Like, don't make it anime, you know? It just doesn't... It definitely feels like they try to reach a new demographic without really realizing what makes up that demographic, you know? Like, why do people like anime? People like anime for more than just the art style. People like it because it has its own, like, subcultures in it. It has its own way of storytelling. It has its own way of portraying characters. It has its own way of, like, writing in general. Like, you can't just, you know, make something anime style and call that anime, really, you know? Good night, Dale. Good. Kicking off the plot with what was basically our game was definitely a mistake. Like, I don't know what they were thinking when they decided, like, our war game. The first mission. Like, what? Like, realistically, you think 11-year-old, like, an 11-year-old wouldn't really be able to make the decisions that Ty did, you know? It kind of feels like a lot of the decisions that they made in the reboot, at least in the first couple episodes I saw, those were all stuff that experienced Digidestins would make. Not like kids who are brand new. Like, Ty just felt like an unrealistic protagonist in the reboot to me. Like, he didn't feel as relatable as he was in the original. Like, I don't think I would look to Ty in the reboot and be like, that is a character I can emphasize and see myself in. Like, definitely not. Like, at 11 years old? Hell no. Like, I don't know any 11-year-olds that are like Ty, but maybe there's like a small handful, but you don't want a protagonist to only relate to a handful of kids. You know, that's the point of a protagonist, is that you can see something in the protagonist that you can empathize or relate to, or at least follow. And our war game just, like, the reboot just felt so off to me. The fact that these kids were just so, like, experienced or, like, making some, like, heavy decisions, or that they were just fine with everything that was going on, like, it was so weird. I don't know. Crypta is Yapta forever. Even the Digimon didn't know they could fuse into Omnimon. It was something that just happened, made it feel special. Yeah, that's what I really liked about our war game. And like, the reboot just made it feel like that's something that should have always been a thing. Like, the fact that they can turn to Omnimon, like, from not even growing a bond at all, it just felt so like, opposite of what Digimon, like, was before. That you can be this all-powerful Digidestin as long as you just want to fight. That's what it felt like. I felt like Ty just wanted to fight. It didn't really feel like he was doing it because he understood the responsibilities of being a Digidestin. Because how could he? He, like, this is literally, like, episodes 1 and 2. Man, there's just... I don't know. I just want to see how they fix that in the later episodes that people are saying is good. I don't know. Kids like anime. Let's make Lord of the Rings more skibbity with that. Oh, friggin' hell, Ray. I mean, I guess kids... Anime is much more accepted nowadays. Like, people don't really bat an eye to people who watch anime versus, like, as it was back then, where you would get bullied if you watched anime. But there's a reason why, you know, there's a reason why anime is anime. And yeah, I don't really think they should have called it an anime, to be honest. Our style will in fact not make up for a lack of story. That is very true. I mean, I'm not watching the Lord of the Rings anime, so I don't know how the story's going, but I have not heard anyone really praise the show. Like, I haven't really people say like that the Lord of the Rings anime was a necessary addition. In terms of communities, it depends on the game. The members are the mods because you still have a bad game with great members. It all depends on the vibes of the game. Okay. Yeah. Omnimon is amazing, of course. Who doesn't love Omnimon? There's an Omnimon card out there that costs like, I think like almost $3,000. Or it's somewhere in the thousands of dollars. Like a TCG card, and I was like, Jesus. I think the reason why I loved OG Adventure as a kid was because all the kids felt like protagonists and had equal time for them. Izzy was the one that linked with me. Exactly, that's how I feel. Like, the reboot is so much like ties focused. And my favorite Digidestin is TK because I felt like at the time I could really relate to TK, and I still feel like I relate to TK the most. And like, I know like, I don't know. I know Ty and Matt are like the main, they've always been portrayed as the main ones, but it wasn't always about them, you know? Like, even in the original OG, we have, you know, that arc where everyone kind of split up, and we saw everyone go on little individual journeys, and either individual journeys or they were paired up with one other person. And, well, then again, I haven't watched the reboot, but I really liked that they did that, you know, that they utilized the amount of main characters they had. Like, they had 8 main characters and they utilized them all to the best that they could. And maybe that's also a thing about, like, I get like Last Kizuna, like, obviously it's a movie, so they can't focus it on anyone, but, you know, if they do plan to make more Digimon adventure projects, I would really hope that they kind of step away from Ty and Matt for the time being, because I want to see everybody. I know that they kind of hinted that they're gonna do another project, and it's gonna be Ty and Matt focused, which, like, yay, more Digimon adventure stuff, but at the same time, I want to see someone else other than Ty and Matt, you know? Like, I feel like you've told what's necessary with Ty and Matt. Now it's time to move on to some of the other characters. The DMC, Kingdom Hearts, and Sonic are good examples. Oh, you're right, actually. Well, Izzy and Mimi, but that's a whole thing. I mean, I like Izzy and Mimi. I like everybody. I like everybody. Obviously, when I was a kid, I had my preferences, but as an adult, I like all the casts. But TK is definitely my favorite. Also, yeah, some Omnimon are just really strong than TCG, another thing, too. Like, I know that they do have, like, card battles where I am, but I don't go to them. Maybe I'm thinking of, like, maybe going to watch one day. I don't see any channel points. Yeah, I turn off the channel points because at the very beginning of stream, I had my lore video and my skit, and that ended up lasting for like 25 minutes. So I didn't want those two aspects to be ruined by like sound redeems. So I turned off my channel points for just this stream. But when I go back to my regular streams, I'm going to turn them all back on. And there will be some new reward points as well that are interactive to my model. So yeah, you'll be able to take off my glasses at will. You guys will be able to just take off my glasses and my coat whenever you want to. So those are two things. And you'll also be able to throw stuff at me, so that's wonderful. Basically, there's going to be more visual redeems now that I have a model. There's also the stigma that the leaderboard is the only way to be famous, even though you can still speedrun a game for fun. I mean, I guess I could understand that stigma. You really, at least for the common community, you really only hear about the people who are in leaderboards. But I guess if you're part of the community, you would hear about more people. They can't really make Lord of the Rings stuff until HOME is public domain. I'm so glad that won't happen in my lifetime. Oh, wow. Dang. We have to wait that long? I mean, I like Lord of the Rings. I wouldn't say I'm a big fan, but I have watched, like, all the movies. I haven't watched Rings of Power because I heard it wasn't that good. But I have watched the movies multiple times. History of Middle-earth. Honestly, I just want something other than adventure for Digimon. I mean, I wouldn't say I wouldn't not want more adventure stuff because I still feel like you can tell more stories with certain cast members. I feel like you could tell a whole lot more with Izzy since he's still very much involved. in the Digi universe, the digital world. They kind of tried to end Ty and Matt's involvement, so and same with Sora. They kind of ended her involvement. I feel like Joe is getting to that point where he's kind of probably gonna reach the end of his involvement and see how that's gonna affect him. TK and Kari with the whole season 2 cast, you could definitely tell so many more stories. I like the O2 movie that came out last year, but it wasn't what I would have wanted. But I feel like they can definitely tell more individual stories like that, like little side adventures. It doesn't have to be a big plot. Like, they can tell more side adventures. And I think if they're gonna do that, that's what I would see. Honestly, something we don't really see a lot with Digimon, I feel like I wouldn't mind just domestic stuff. Like, I wouldn't mind just seeing them go to school or live their daily life with their Digimon. Like a little web series. Like, I wouldn't really mind that either. Like, not everything that Adventure puts out has to be, I think, a big, serious saving the world plot. Like, I think they could be okay with just doing little things like that. Like, just to kind of see how Digimon have really integrated into the modern world. I wouldn't mind that at all. My coworker was telling me that I think one of the main owners, I don't know if owners, or someone who is leading a team of Digimon, like a team or something, they sold some rights to something and now they're planning on making something new. I forgot exactly what he said, but basically an owner of some Digimon property sold something and a new team is taking that and gonna make it to something else. So we might see something soon from what I've heard. I don't know how true that is, but that's what my coworker told me. Am I glad there's still Digimon content, but please something else? Yeah, I mean, I can get that as well. We need a new Digimon special anime with a brand new protagonist, development team 20-something. Maybe. I definitely feel like enough time has passed since Ghost Game and they should probably figure out something else. So here's the thing. Digimon Liberator has been doing really well. I wouldn't mind if they decided to make Liberator into an anime. I mean, I've yet to read it, but I know Liberator is doing very well. So that's something to look into. Sora, who's that? Rings of Power ranges from terrible AI written slop to actively insulting the lore. Oh, interesting. The last thing you want to do is insult the fans within yourself. They gave Galadriel a power in season 2 that she was born with? So why did they never mention it before? Is that the point? Yeah, just a meme of how Toei kind of forgot about her. I mean, did they really? I feel like Sora has always come across as the very independent type. In a way, I can also feel like I relate to Sora a lot. You know, feeling like that you have to kind of establish your life as soon as possible or figure out what you want and reach for that as soon as possible. I wouldn't really say they forgot about her. It's just there are people that have lived like that. There are people who knew what they wanted to do, and there are people who wanted to play their cards early. I feel like that's how I kind of lived. I kind of grew up always knowing the kind of career that I wanted. I went to school for that exact career. I didn't change majors. I always knew that's what I wanted. And I started working immediately once I graduated, that kind of thing. Even still to this day, I have so many life goals and life plans. And that's what I feel like Sora was portraying, was that side of adulthood. I feel like Sora's always been the portraying of adults. Even when she was a kid, you could tell she was very much more head on her shoulders compared to everyone else. So I wouldn't necessarily say they forgot about her. They just had a different version of adulthood for her. There's this new manga about school life in which a kid without a dad gets a Genkumon as their Digimon partner, and it's a found family story. I want stuff like that in game and anime. Yeah, just little things. It doesn't have to be a big plot. I would like to see more of that in the mainstream. I can get behind a Liberator anime. I mean, if Liberator's doing well, it might as well benefit them to make it into an anime, because it's been a while since they've had a really successful, no offense to Toei, but it's been a while since they've had a really successful Digimon project that wasn't just trying to reach back to nostalgia. The webcomic has been a blast to read. And it's free to read too. I have no excuses. And it's colored. I didn't realize that Liberator was colored. My big issue with why, I don't know why, but I struggle reading manga versus manhwa, because manhwa is colored and manga is black and white. And I tend to read manhwa more than manga, and I think it's because it's colored. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's because it has color. And the fact that Digimon Liberator is colored, I think, like, I have no excuses. I need to pick it up. I wish I could muster the attention span to read through the novels, though. Yeah, I mean, I'll admit, like, reading is also very difficult for me. I have not picked up a book since I graduated, like, high school. I mean, the comics are a different thing, but yeah, like, I don't know why. Reading books just isn't my thing. Arissa is instantly a best girl. Ooh, respect. In season 2 of ROP, they said Galadriel had suddenly gained the ability to see into the unseen world. In the lore, she was born living simultaneously in the seen unborn world. Oh, so they basically... And again, F Toei. I'll try not to mention RP again because of how much I hate it. I mean, yeah, I've only ever heard negative things about it, so you're not too far off. No worries if you don't want to talk about it anymore. Because, I mean, I don't really know anything about Rings of Power anyways either. But yeah, if they decide to make a Digimon Liberator anime, I would not be mad about that. I would not be mad about that, really. I don't know what they have planned for Digimon. I mean, I think they've kind of realized that they're really only going to find success in their current audience. So maybe they're trying to not push for newer things. Although Digimon Seekers, that manga, I know that one was a little more kid-friendly, but that one was also really good in what they made of it, so I don't know. But then again, a lot of kids don't really read manga. At least the kids I know don't really read manga. I may have not Crypta, but I thank you so much for the stream, and congrats again for the model debut. See you next stream. Yes, of course. I think, let's see, we're getting close to 3.5 hours. I might actually kind of end it here now that I think about it. Yeah, I think I will probably end it here. I can start to feel my voice not like give out, but I probably should let it rest. So yeah, there's that. Once again, thank you guys so much for coming to my debut stream. I really appreciate each and every one of you that came here, and I am looking forward to re-update our yap power. I mean, I probably could yap for longer, but realistically, I should probably go back to being an adult and do responsibilities. It was great being here. Yes. So for my schedule for next week, since next week is like the holidays, I don't know if I will stream on the 24th or the 26th. I will probably put out an update on my community tab on YouTube about that. And maybe there might be different days I could stream on, but I don't think I can do the 24th and the 26th. So I will have to send an update. This was a really fun debut stream. I honestly didn't think I was gonna yap for this long. It was nice hanging out, of course. See you, Crypta. Congrats on the model, and don't forget to curse Toei before going to sleep. But if we curse them, what if they don't make any more Digimon stuff? Good night, the voice seems to be giving out before the yap power does. Yeah. I appreciate each and every one of you who made the time today to show up today, and for any of you that stayed like the whole 3 hours, also thank you. Because I know we're all busy people, especially close to the holidays. I am here. Are we ending? We are ending. I decided like it's probably a good time. The model is amazing. Have a good rest. Yes. For now on, I'm going to be using the model, so I will be in 2D. I will let you guys know when the next time I'm going to stream is. But yeah, I will be uploading the skit and the lore separately. And yeah, thank you all. Like, none of this would have happened if you all weren't here. Like, really. Like, if it weren't for you guys, I really would have just settled for using a PNG forever. But because you guys are so, is faithful the right word? Involved? But because you guys are so involved with my streams, like, a lot of you are all, like all of you are regulars. I felt I needed to take that next step for you guys. So, yeah. I would not have decided to do a VTuber model if it weren't for all of you. I really would have probably just stuck with a PNG forever. But what else? I feel like there was something I forgot to mention. I don't know what though. Oh, I am lagging. Wait. I feel like there was something I forgot to mention. Am I missing anything? Expressions? I don't know. Before we end, I'm looking at my notes. Did I forget anything? No? No? I said everything I want to say. I guess, oh, I forgot to thank, no, I thank subscribers. Well, maybe I'll remember it later and talk about it on my next stream. So yeah, I'll put out, an update of when I can stream this week. But don't leave yet. We're gonna raid my friend Eleutheria. Yeah, thank you all. I really appreciate every single one of you. I really did not think I would ever get to a point in my VTuber career where I would have a dedicated fan base. So yeah, you guys are great. This has been a really good year for me. Here's to many, many more streams of Crypta. Yeah, I'm not gonna be leaving anytime soon. Not when things have just been taken to the next step. All right, guys, I will see you at some point next week. All right, bye.